Hey, Justin. Dominic.
Paul, if you want to avoid anything, just take the link out. Me and Dominic can send it to somebody if they need it.
Yeah.
Just make us co-hosts and then we can send the link to somebody.
Okay.
That way you don't have no issues tonight. They can just come in the chat and ask for it and then we'll send it to them in Messenger.
Yep. Good idea.
Yeah, because everybody that comes on here, me and Dominic have them on Messenger.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh. Had a fun night last night.
Well, that's good.
Didn't get home till late as shit, but
As long as you enjoyed yourself.
yeah, it was fun. Some good food, big old brisket, bunch of chicken
Ooh.
cooked in beer.
Oh. Sounds delicious.
Did you take it out already, Paul?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Go to the three dots and hit remove next to it.
Three dots where?
On the
On the comment
Where it
you've just
says
made.
more?
yeah, just click on it
Okay.
and then there should be remove.
Nope. Doesn't say that.
Should say go to channel report block remove. Doesn't
Nope.
say any of that.
Nope. Telling you what, they're changing stuff up so much.
Try it now. Click on it. Does it say remove?
Nope.
I don't.
Hi, Joe.
What's up, Jeff? TJ. I got a free 4th of July tattoo last night.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah,
done.
the agreement was he said I'll do a free tattoo for somebody, but it has to be what I pick if you want to do it. Because he's trying to do specific tattoos so he can try to build his portfolio.
Hey,
a
what's
little
up,
bit.
guys?
Because he
It's
doesn't have a
you.
lot of
Hey.
because he doesn't have a lot of customers right now, so he's trying to build up his portfolio. And so he wanted to, like he's doing the girls today. He's doing a free tattoo for Sarah. Sarah's getting her first one done today.
Oh,
So
great.
Then he can
where'd
take
you go to
pictures of
get where'd you go to get yours done at?
ex-boss's house.
Whose boss's house?
My
His
old boss, my old
ex-boss.
boss's house.
Oh,
I went to his house. His son does tattoos,
oh, that's cool.
but he's giving a bunch of free ones out so you can get pictures of them and then put it in his portfolio.
See, that's what I want to get. I want to get some more, but I need to find a really good tattoo artist and like be friend with them. And
Oh,
then
well, it's not even that. You got to go look at every tattoo artist is going to have a portfolio that you can look through. Like when
yeah,
you go into a tattoo shop, each artist is going to have their own binders that you can
right,
flip through and look at their
Yeah.
artwork and see how well they do it.
yeah. I mean, have you? Well, obviously you've known your boss for like a while, so.
Well, his son just started tattooing like 6 or 8 months ago, but he went to school for art to be an artist. And
Yeah, because I get compliments on the one on my arm, and then I show him like the one on my I show him like the one right here, and everyone looks at it like,
Wow.
oh, that's a really cool tattoo. And then like I show him this one, and then I'll show him the one on my leg. The one on my leg I want to like it's like a bunch of like a hexagon, and I want to get like add to it, and then have somebody like make it to where it looks like honey's dripping down my leg, and then I tell them about the one on my chest and then the one on my back. But like I want to get some more at some point, or get the one on my leg finished.
Oh no, he had a whole professional setup, Joe. He had the tables, all the arm things. He had the chair. He has the whole toolbox that's made for tattooing. Now he's a really good. But there was like 4 or 5 people at the party last night that he's done tattoos for, so I got to look at theirs, and so he's done really good. He hasn't had any issues.
Sounds good.
But if anybody wants to see it, it's on my community tab or on Facebook. I posted a picture of it.
Hey, Jonathan.
What's up?
And he is very clean too. Like it took him like a half hour to clean his station. Like he
Oh,
sat there
really?
and meticulously cleaned it. Yeah.
Were you gonna let your kids get a tattoo too?
No, kids aren't old
Oh.
enough. Well, Kelsey's
Oh.
old enough, but she has. I told her for her 18th birthday we could go get one done over there. So she wants to get. She's deciding till then what she wants to get, but the other 2 are too young. You have to be, I think, 17 and a half, 17.
Yeah.
I think. But
Oh,
you have
that's
to have
mine.
you have to have permission from both parents. You can't have permission from just one. Even if
Yeah.
the parents are together or split up. If they're under 18,
up,
you
Mark?
gotta have signed permission from each
Hey
of them.
TJ, Justin, Joe, Dominic, Paul.
So, it's a good thing that they actually do that, because then if one parent says, "Oh yeah, go ahead," and then a kid gets a tattoo, and then the other parent comes in and makes a big old stink about it,
Yeah.
and then they could sue them and everything else, saying, "Well, I didn't give them permission," But if both parents sign the waiver, then there ain't no argument there. Nobody can say anything.
Mm.
But every time they throw a party over there, he does a free tattoo for somebody.
That's pretty cool though.
That's good.
But he's doing Sarah's today. It's like a 3 heart thing with the kids' names on it, I think.
Oh, great.
I don't know the exact design because I haven't seen it yet. Because I don't want to see it till she gets it done. And then he's doing one on 2 other girls there too. His mom and Ashley, they're fun.
I think it's TJ's got something on in the background.
Oh yeah, it's probably my TV.
What are you watching, TJ?
I got like the old Saturday Night Live skits on. They're just kind of like reruns or whatever.
Hmm.
I did have SpongeBob on earlier just for like noise, and then I just changed it. I was like, man, it's kind of dumb.
Does your cat watch the TV?
No.
Some
Sometimes,
people's cats,
yeah, some people's cats do watch TV, and they're just chilling,
Yeah.
just looking at it.
Yeah, but I got that problem.
oh, yours watches TV?
Especially when it's a sport or something, or there's a lot of movement on the screen.
Ah, soccer game, huh?
Well, any sport. Any sport where there's a quickly moving ball.
Oh,
Does he
my
sit,
cat,
does he sit and watch, or does he try to paw the screen?
No, it just sits in front. They all sit in front of the TV and watch.
They all do. Oh wow.
Two of the three
They
do.
try to
Yeah,
get the ball. They try to get the ball out.
yeah. Two of them did.
Wouldn't you like to be able to read their mind to see if they're really rooting for somebody?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, because they're going to say if they're not barracking for my team, they can get out of the house. It's even worse when you got two sports that overlap and you're trying to watch both of them.
Yeah, I remember back in the late '90s when they came out with the picture-in-picture. That was like the coolest thing ever because you could have a second game playing in a little box down in the corner of the screen. You could switch back and forth between them. I remember my
Jesse, what's up?
got one of the first 27-inch box TVs that had it.
yeah, I do that with the Masters when they've got that on telly. Because they have like 4 or 5 different channels showing different holes and different people. And I have all 4 screens on at once. So you can only hear the sound from one, so you've got to keep moving it around.
Yeah.
Round and around you go. Where it stops, nobody knows.
Well, my cat used to enjoy watching the motorbike racing. She used to sit there and try and knock the riders off the bikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's because your cat doesn't know it's not a participation sport. It's an observation sport.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for it, Dusty. It was free.
What, the tattoo was free?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
They're not cheap nowadays.
Oh no, they're even a little tiny small one will run you at least 60-70 bucks. Just like a little $50 size or something.
Little heart or something.
Well, a lot of the tattoo places now, they have those little vending machines in there. And they give you a big coin that's worth like 50 bucks. It's like a store coin or whatever. You buy it and then you put it in the vending machine and whatever comes out, that's what you get.
I've
Just a
seen
straight
that.
price. Yeah. It's actually a good thing. A lot of tattoo places make a lot of money doing
Yeah.
that.
It's a great idea.
Let me turn my mic volume up a little bit. Is that better?
Justin.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's not me. That's Zoom, Dusty. I had to turn my mic up. Zoom turned it all the way down.
Did you see what Joe wrote in the chat? Because in about a week, Justin will be back in the hospital with an infected arm.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It actually came out really good. I've had enough tattoos. I know what I'm doing. This will be my 5th one, so.
I'm getting pissed off with my internet now.
Still fucked up?
Yeah.
The engineer came out and thought he'd found a loose connection and fixed it. Went away, and then it happened again. So I called him up and told him it had happened again, and he came back and went through a pile of stuff and decided that it must be the router that had gone wrong because it kept dropping the internet while he was there as well.
Yeah.
And changed the router for a new router and went and I split the internet frequencies to 2 channels, put my passwords back in again and everything. And it's done it again. So it's probably not the router, but God knows what it is. So I've sent him a message on his phone saying it's happened again.
So
Call
TJ,
me.
you didn't have to work today?
No, I did. I had to open the store this morning. I left at 2 o'clock.
Oh,
I just call them up and tell them that you're gonna fucking get a different company that'll come out and get that shit fixed.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
So
No,
what's-
I'm
what's
talking
wrong
about
with
the
your-
company itself. I'd be calling them.
Yeah, Virgin, it's annoying.
What's wrong with your internet, Mark?
It keeps dropping the internet, the router.
Oh, huh. How long has it been doing that?
Since Wednesday.
Oh,
Well, just don't do them all today, Dusty. If you're doing them on your house, do one or two, and then do a couple more in a couple days. And
Ed, what's up, man?
can't be doing that at your age, man. You're old.
getting hazy here.
Yeah, get somebody else to install those damn things for you, Dusty. The heck?
It's a good job I've got unlimited data on my phone. I'm just using the internet on the phone.
What's up, Ed?
So was that the other day when you got that tattoo, Justin, or was it like yesterday?
No,
Or,
last night.
oh,
We didn't get home till like, I don't even know what time it was. We got home late last night. We were there all day swimming and stuff.
uh,
There was about
some chips and some guacamole.
20, 25 people there. About 25 people.
So your ex boss's son does it. He has his own shop and everything, or does he do it out of the home, or?
He just does it out of the house, but he's certified and everything. He has his license and everything.
Oh,
He actually had the state actually had to come to his dad's house and inspect it. The station
just to
area
make
where
sure it
his
was like all
stuff is.
clean and everything.
Yeah, and had the proper stuff and everything. What's
Oh.
up, Brenda? What's up, Jonathan?
Brenda, what's up?
Brenda,
One of
Brenda.
them.
Yeah, this will be my 5th tattoo.
Mm.
They used to wrap your arm and sell it like cellophane
Oh
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
ointment on it. Now they don't do it that way. They
what do they do now?
they have this medical tape called Second Skin,
Oh, okay.
and it's like a thin artificial layer of skin, and they cut it to size, and then they just put it over top of the tattoo.
Mm.
And you can leave it on. You're supposed to leave it on there up to 5 days, but he told me, he's like, if it, I told him, I said, I'm a rough sleeper, dude. I move around a lot. He goes, well, if it wrinkles up, you're fine. Just take it off. He goes, you can take it off the next day.
You can take it off when you get home and you go to take a shower, right? And like let the water
Well,
run
no,
over
it's like water.
It's
It's like-
waterproof.
Yeah. And it's really thin. It looks like it almost looks like your skin's peeling up the way it looks.
Oh.
But of course, I woke up this morning, it was all rolled over, so I had to peel it off. But I have the correct ointment and everything I'm supposed to be using, so I got a tube of it. As long as you keep that on there and then clean it a couple times a day, just dab it with a moist cloth, and then put the cream on there, you're good.
So are the kids glad to be back home, Justin?
Oh yeah. Thomas is here with me right now. It's just me and him. Girls all went to Vanessa and Rob's
What
house.
did the pupper dogs say when they saw him?
Oh, they went nuts.
Hello, Ed.
How you doing, Ed?
Still can't see Jonathan in Paul's chat, but I saw
Hey,
Brenda. I saw Brenda said hi to him, so I said hi. You tart?
it's hard.
I don't think
Check.
that's David that's saying that.
Oh, Jonathan wants to come in.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. Hold on.
You send it?
I can. You want to send Jonathan one, and I'll send David one.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. I think I've got David. David's closer on my. You send Jonathan, I'll send David because he's closer on my case thing.
I already sent David his.
Oh, okay. I'll send Jonathan then. Wait a sec. He's further down my list.
Thomas Bjorn.
God damn it! Yeah, there.
Right, sent it right over the 250 carry. That a little bit.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. I almost sent it the wrong person.
Or you sent him a link?
Yeah. You should have it by now, Jonathan.
I need to talk to Sarah. Someone needs to set that ink for you.
There's David.
What do you mean set the ink?
And here's Jonathan.
Don't worry, Paul. It was me that called Justin a tart.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
That sounds just so much like Laura talking.
Well, I didn't know you had to climb
No.
a rope to get up in here.
Laura been effing tart.
Yeah.
We're doing it this way now.
Well, ever since we had the wiggle this morning,
Issues.
was it?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Because what I told Paul is, since I jumped right in, just delete the link, and then me and Dominic can send it out. If
Yeah, just one of us jump in and then
remove it.
remove it, and then we.
Yeah, that makes
Has
sense.
control. Yeah.
David, what's good?
Hey, Jonathan.
Good evening.
Oh, the link was in the chat when I came in.
Yeah, and then we dumped it off.
All right.
Where's Joe? Joe ain't in here.
Well, he's
Joe's
in the
not-
chat.
Joe's not worthy of a link.
Hi, Dusty. Joe's not watching the chat. That's the thing.
He probably listening. Joe, party's over, man. Everybody that went home but you. Party's over, man. Turn the
Brenda
lights
says
off.
she can't hear anyone.
That's on her end then.
'Cause we're all
Yeah,
talking.
man.
Is your
That's
volume?
good.
Is her volume turned all the way up?
Well, she
That's
don't
got-
know. She can't hear you say that.
No, I've actually. You know what to think about it? I've actually had a couple of times this week where I was actually watching a YouTube video, and all of a sudden the noise just cut out, and I had to close YouTube and reopen it.
Yeah, tell her to close it out. Somebody type in the chat for her to close it out and reopen.
You want me
Somebody
to-
in the chat.
Does Joe want one?
Send him one.
Send him one.
I'll send him one.
Then he can just decide whether he wants to come in or not.
Yep. Captain Joe, there it is.
Medicine. Dusty, the only thing I know.
You got one, Joe, if you need it.
Has anyone sent
No,
the
absolutely not.
spammer one? I think India wants one.
Anybody
Yeah, we
slap,
need to send one to him.
anybody slaps my tattoo, Dusty, they're gonna lose a tooth.
Yeah, to
Sure,
catch
new
me
tattoo?
first.
Ed, if you want one. If you want to join us, Ed, I'll send you one as well.
I'm still at the party. What? Oh, waiting for the nurse. Okay. Needs to get his pain
Oh,
med.
Brenda.
Needs to get the good stuff.
The ladder. Or whatever he called it.
Joe is in the pain categories, waiting for a nurse.
Now,
Yeah, that's
when
the
did he
move.
say, when did he say he's expected to be out of the hospital?
That's
Monday, Tuesday.
Wednesday-ish.
yeah, but that's his best guesstimate. But he keeps having setbacks.
You can't go by anything they tell you ahead of time because they'll tell
Yeah.
him Tuesday and then it might be fucking Thursday.
Yeah.
And then he'll
Yeah.
spend a whole day in there just trying to get fucking discharged, like I did.
So, yeah.
Dude, they'll take fucking 8 hours just to give you a handful of paperwork and tell you to go home.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like Groundhog Day every day for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe says it's like being in the Hotel California. You never leave.
Yeah. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Technically, you can leave anytime you want. But if your insurance and the doctors put
Well,
that in your file,
especially if you have a recurrence of an issue from that wound,
Big brother Jim, what's up?
you're taking everything on yourself, not on them.
but I'm saying you can get bitched at by your insurance company for doing that too. You're supposed to stay there until they tell you to go home. Period. But technically, they don't have any right to keep you. You could walk the fuck out 2 minutes after heart surgery if you're able to, and they can't stop you.
Joe can't walk to the bathroom right now. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying in general, because I was getting so pissed the other day
Step
because
like Chuck.
I felt like they were holding that room up that somebody else could have needed, and there was no reason for them to take that long to discharge me. It was ridiculous. Because they had all my stuff ready to go 4 hours before I got out of the hospital. All right, I got you, Dre. Hold on.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Is it Dre though?
Yes, he's got a blue
Yeah.
heart.
Well, if it isn't, he's gonna get one.
Draymond Crawford. Yeah.
Jim
All right, Dre.
says hi to TJ.
Yeah.
Brenda
All right.
says hi.
In Messenger for you, Dre. What's up, Jim?
Just remember that SNL skit with Chris Farley about a man living down by the river in a van down by the river.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
I want to say Donald, we were talking about that like a year ago or something. I think Donald was talking about that.
Yeah.
Donald flipping hot dogs and ribs right now.
If he's celebrating today, I don't know if he did his celebrations yesterday or not.
Nah, he's doing it today. He was setting up this morning.
Well, I wasn't on yesterday hardly at all, and this morning, so I ended up sleeping until almost 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
Bastard.
I was
Hey,
fucking
Jim,
tired.
how's it going?
If it helps, Justin, you only got up half an hour after me.
I know, I was tired, dude. I was up all night. It was a long day. You know, when you go out swimming in the sun, dude, oh man, and when you get home at the end of the day, that shit
That went
wears
over
you
your
out.
head, didn't it?
Yeah, because the sun's beating down on you, and you're just wore out.
Justin,
Yeah.
that went over your head.
No, it didn't. I got what you meant.
Yeah, you said
Hey,
you got up at 11
TJ,
o'clock.
Do you have a pool there?
Yeah. And I got up
Yeah,
half an hour
it's
before
a
you.
community pool,
Yeah.
but
Now
I
you're
wanna-
five,
I
you're
wanna get
5
one of
hours
those,
behind.
the inflatable
Oh,
ones, so we
yeah.
can just sit out right outside.
Well, I got up
Yeah.
at 12 o'clock.
That's like driving to the beach, man. You'll go to the beach, spend all day at the beach, and then, like us, it's about an hour drive, hour and 20, depending on traffic. Do you do that drive there, and then you're there for 6, 7 hours, and you come home, dude? You are beat at the end of the day. Man, that just wears you out.
The sea air always makes you tired.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just being out in that hot, humid sun too.
No,
Hot
no,
and
you can go there in the winter and it'll still make you tired.
Yeah.
It's something to do with the salt.
I'd agree with that.
I was tired when I got home last night. I was dealing with everybody was drunk except for me. That was fun. And her son. We were the only two that weren't drinking.
So this was at a friend of y'all's house that had a pool.
Yeah, my boss, my old boss.
Yeah, you know
The same guy.
Yeah. We were there all day. We got there at, I think we left here at 11, got there about 11:20. I want to say we left last night around 10:30.
Oh.
Like
You know
that.
when you get that party guest that doesn't read the signs and outstays the welcome?
Oh, me?
Yeah, what a joker, Justin.
I was gonna say dude, even though he's my old boss, dude, he begs Sarah every time for me to come with her. He loves talking to me.
Are you sure it's you or he's not infatuated with Sarah?
No, he'll beg Sarah to bring me.
It's not
Just
Sarah and
ask
it's not Justin, it's Bertha he's interested in.
Just asking.
No, he was mad the last 2 times I didn't show up because I didn't go to the last 2 parties they did.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
You got that song stuck in your head now.
That's right. I got that from you, didn't I?
That is a pretty good song, though.
No, it's not. Pack it in.
Oh,
One of the few songs I know word for word.
yeah.
Check your phone again, Jim. They may have not went through. Whatever your phone, if you sent them on your phone might have glitched out when you lost your network. They didn't actually go through. You might have to resend them.
Yeah, because normally when he sends me stuff, I get it like automatically, but I just checked my phone. I didn't see anything come through.
Yeah, he may have been sending them when he lost his connection and it just didn't have enough time. That what he's text messaging you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know he's not on Messenger.
No, I don't think he's.
No,
I don't think he even has Facebook.
No, I used to just contact him through email, but I got Jim's phone number now.
I think he might be getting a drone soon. I'm not really sure.
Ain't nobody getting shit from drones.
Yeah, let me know what happens with that, DJ.
Well, I think it's his friend from Kentucky that has one, and he hasn't opened it, and it's still in the box and whatever. And I think his buddy wants to sell it to him because he doesn't use it.
Don't forget to add the tariff.
I don't know. It's kind of in the middle right now, from what he told me earlier.
If it's a Hollystone or a Feeney, don't bother.
Yeah. Fucking junk that.
Mavic
I think
4.
Yeah, Mavic 4, yeah.
You know what the sad thing is those cheap drones, like the Temu ones and shit, the cases are nicer than the drones.
Yeah.
My sister bought both my sister bought both my kids those little Temu drones.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't even, when they both got them, we opened them up, all the batteries were swollen on both of them. So I
Oh,
just
wow.
threw,
Was
I
swollen?
got, yeah, so I got rid of the batteries and I just threw the drones out because we didn't have, I wasn't buying batteries for a cheap ass drone. It's like $10. So we threw the drones out and I kept the cases. Dude, the cases were nice. Nice little case. You could put tools, whatever you wanted. Yeah, the cases were nicer than the fucking drone was. Nice little zip up cases.
Now admit it, Justin. There was nothing wrong with them drones. You just wanted the case.
You
Nah.
know it's a piece of junk when you decide not to even give the drone away. You just throw it away.
It ain't worth buying. Like if I was to go out and I could have purchased those exact batteries with that connector, but they wanted like $20 for 2 batteries on Amazon. I'm like, fuck that. It was literally a $10 drone off Temu. I was like, I'm not spending $40 on these drones. Fuck that. I'll just throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. I mean,
Here you go,
I've never-
TJ.
Justin,
who's that?
SD
That's Boone saying hi.
Aw.
Yes, Jim, SD cards fail all the time. That is
I mean, I've
very
never had a
common.
problem with my SD card on my phone, so.
No, but what I'm saying, it doesn't matter with phone.
SD card, you gotta get a standard.
Whether it's a phone, whatever, SD cards just have a high failure rate.
They have a high failure rate due to the write rate. Not many people realize that the more a solid state or a memory card is full, the worse it gets. It only takes one segment to go faulty and the whole lot's gone.
Yeah.
It's something they really need to address.
Jim, the best thing I could tell you to do, bro, since I'm not around you and I can't really like come to your house and help you, go to whatever company you got the phone from if they have a store and just go in there and show them what's going on and let them look at it. Because trying to diagnose it over the phone is just a pain in the ass. You'd be better off finding somebody local to look at it. It may just be your card went bad. Just because you never took it out of your phone doesn't mean it couldn't just go bad one day.
They said they all went through, but I didn't get anything. He said he sent all 6
I
pictures.
thought Dre was coming in. What happened?
You sent the link to the spammer.
Well, then he got his Facebook account too, then.
Who was it?
I was
give it a minute, Jim. It might take a minute for them to come through.
Oh, here's
There
Ray.
it is. Especially if they're cheap SD cards, they can fail really easily. I bought a 4-pack of 16 gig cards off of Amazon one time, just a random brand, and fucking 3 of them didn't even work right out of the package.
Make
Oh,
sure,
Ray.
Even
make
after
sure
I
the
paid
class
for it.
10.
What a pain in the butt.
Hey, Dre.
Hey, man, it's like if you get the whole link, I had to send the link from my phone to my computer so I could add it all at one time, because typing them in separately, it kept giving me the password was no good.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, what a pain in the butt. Classic Justin stuff.
If it helps, Dre, he did send his link from his
That's
Team
funny.
desktop computer that's been failing.
Yeah. I just came on to check on the sick and the lame and get the updates. I see Justin's back to normal.
Yeah.
Always complaining about something.
He went partying last night.
Mm-hmm.
What am I complaining about?
Take your pick. You was complaining about when I first chimed in, you was complaining about the hospital wouldn't let you out. First, you was complaining because you was there. All you had to do was fart one good
Look,
time, and you'd
what-
been all right.
Look, why you gotta always bring up old shit, huh?
All you had to do was fart.
Gastritis, man, that's something that old people get, dude.
Dude,
Can't-
I've
don't-
always
don't-
had
don't
a
have-
bad stomach.
Don't have the abs like you did when you was young. You can just crank one out real good.
Yeah, but I've always had a bad stomach.
Hmm.
I've had acid reflux since I was a teenager.
Oh wow, my wife gets that every once in a while. That's why she don't. That's why we don't eat late, because she'll get it if we eat, anything past 6 p.m. She'll wake up middle of the night and
That shit sucks. I'll tell you what, man.
yeah.
I'm
Do you
But
ever
it's
drink? Do you
good.
ever, Justin? Do you ever drink like that Pepto Bismol stuff?
No, I got a prescription for actual pharmaceutical grade like Prilosec.
Oh.
So I just take that. You just take one a day.
Yeah, I have Lansoprazole tablets for it.
Yeah. Same here. Same with Laura.
Yeah, because if that was a cheap SD card in your phone, it wouldn't surprise me if it just failed one day, Jim. And I don't know how long he's had that phone. Most people his age will keep that phone for a long time.
What's Jim problem? Is can't send some pictures?
Well, he's having issues with that, but his phone keeps saying insert SD card, even though its card is in the phone. So it's not registering the SD card that it's
And I
even
take
in
it he already rebooted the phone, getting the same issue.
I think that's what he set up there on the top there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes depending upon who your carrier is, they have a limit on the size of pictures or the amount you can send. So if the pictures were taken with a high quality camera, full HD camera, the file might be too big to send.
Well, if he was sending it through text message, it should tell him that. It wouldn't even, because if you try to
25
send
MB for a text message picture.
yeah, when you go to try to send something bigger than 500 megabytes, like in Messenger or anything, it won't even let you do it. It'll just tell you it's too large.
Right. Yeah. But I know, especially at the city, if you try to send either too big of a picture file or too many pictures, it won't do it. They're just like, no, we're not doing it. They say the file size is too large or crap like that.
But I've noticed that the older generation tends to keep their phones a lot longer than younger people.
Yeah, because we just basically use it for what it is. It's a phone.
It's a calculator.
If he's had that thing for 3-4 years and that same SD card in there, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it just failed one day.
Well, I'm surprised he's got a phone that still has an SD card in it. Because most of your newer phones have the memory built in it. They don't even use SD cards anymore.
Yeah, some of the mid-tier phones and the cheap phones still have headphone jacks and SD card slots.
Oh, so now you're just saying Jim's got a cheap or a mid-level phone, huh?
And either that or it's just an older model flagship phone.
Yeah.
But none of the flagship phones have any kind of expandable memory.
Yeah. I mean, like the one I have, I would not have upgraded from the previous phone I had if it wasn't for the I guess the battery swole. So I had the battery changed out. And I guess the way the battery now is have like a little ribbon cable off of them instead of just going in like the older phones did. They have a little ribbon cable. And that got jacked up. And then right next to that was where the antenna was. So after I figured I had to take it to a shop to get the battery in, this goofball screwed up the internal antenna. So I wouldn't get a signal. That's the only reason I had to get another phone.
Oh, damn. Phones are a bitch to work on these days if you don't have the proper tools.
Yeah, that was it.
Like the guy I take my phones to whenever I need to get a screen replaced, he's got this machine and he'll set the phone in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it right in front of you, and you'll see it will laser the glue off the back of the glass. It will shoot a laser into it, and you'll see the glue start coming up. But it looks like an expensive ass machine. I don't know how much one costs, but it looks expensive.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I say, I was happy the previous model, which is the same version, I guess the earlier version of what I have now. And like I tell a lot of people, I said, man, most of us don't even scratch the surface of what you can do with these phones nowadays. But like the same thing, it's just soon as you, like I said, if you're paying for one, monthly payments, it's like as soon as you get down them last 2 or 3 payments, then the software slows down and all this kind of crap. And it's like, oh, you got to update your phone. I'm like, dude, I ain't playing
I'm going to
that
tell you what
game.
your phone is. Your phone is proof that your teacher's a lying bastard. Because my math teacher said, David, you'll not always have a calculator in your pocket in life. And he was wrong.
Because I'll tell you, the one phones that are a bitch to work on more than any are the Apple phones. Their glue is strong as hell.
Apple are piss easy.
No, I'm talking about the glue that they use on the back glass is very strong.
It's easy. You just have to heat it gently. The issue with Apple, is if you don't use genuine Apple products, and they've started coding stuff. So if the codes and the chips don't match, they won't work. To stop you doing that.
Yeah, but it's
all about pushing up the cost.
There's the phone guys that repair. A lot of the repair guys have already worked around that. They have machines now where they can recode the parts. I watched it when I was taking my daughter's phone in to get the screen replaced a couple months ago. He was working on an iPhone 16, and he had to replace the camera in it. And he was showing me how he was recoding it with the machine because of that. They always find workarounds. They try to stop it, and might stop repairs for a couple months, but somebody will figure it out and put out some kind of machine or software that can do it. It's just like how they've been bricking the Nintendo Switch 2s. Somebody will figure it out within the next month or two, and then all those people will have some kind of software they can download and unbrick them. It will happen. It's just a matter of time.
What happened to the Switch 2? Isn't that the brand new one?
Yeah, so people were using the Switch cards, and what those are is you can take all your game cartridges and just put it on one cartridge, and that way you can just put the one cartridge in your Switch and just leave it in there. But Nintendo got pissed off about that because they don't like that, and they found out it used to be undetectable, but they figured out how to detect it now. And in the new Switch 2s, they can detect that Switch card, and they'll brick the Switch 2 if you put one in there. But like I said, it's just a matter of somebody figuring out how they're detecting it and overriding that.
Well, that's a simple solution, because I guarantee you 90+% of people have their Switch connected to an internet.
Yeah, but
so now we're going to start banning Japanese stuff too.
No, that's just Nintendo being aggressive about piracy because they think people are. Well,
that's what I'm saying, But because I'm just going to the mindset we have today that guess what? If you're connected to an internet source, anybody can backtrack what you're doing. So it ain't just the Chinese; it could be anybody. Because you're connecting their device, and like you said, it's probably software that is built into the hardware that sends us that they can go back and check, or it sends a signal back and say, "Hey, this fool's cutting corners."
Yeah, yours is an A series, Jim. That's a mid-tier Samsung phone.
To me, though, once you buy a device, what you do with it is up to you.
Well, that's the false premise of that. The company talks about intellectual properties, which will always belong to the company. So you're manipulating.
As long as you're not doing anything illegal, you're not copying. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole crux, David. Because if one person figured it out, what does he do? He puts it out there for everybody else to cut the corner. So now the company is losing money for having people have to buy the individual game cards or whatever they call them, and say they can unlock it and do whatever they want to do. Now the company's losing money.
But that's down to Nintendo then, because if you buy a game on the PC, once you've used that code, no one else can use it.
Yeah. It got to that level, but if you go back to the earlier games, you saw people sharing software like like
Oh
passing
yeah,
out
but now
Skittles.
time has moved on.
Right. So this is the same. This is the same
Technology
way.
moved on.
Right. So this is the same way.
Nintendo,
By them protecting their property, they probably
you're
have
it's not their
safeguards.
property. Once you've bought it, it's not their property. It's yours.
No, it's just like the music.
You're not
industry.
leasing it.
It's
Well,
just like the music.
That's the whole
They-
argument with the right to repair. That's one of the arguments with that whole movement is
Mhm.
you buy a product, you should be able to do what you want with it at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But I also see Dre's
that's what thinking.
I can see what Dre's saying, but if you're physically copying a game to
Mhm.
use it on a different Switch, if you don't physically own that game, that's breaking the law. That's copyright. Yeah.
That's what
If
they're.
you have the physical game and you have the physical Nintendo Switch, you should be able to do what you want with it as long as it's not costing the company money. If you
Well,
want to
well,
want to
you-
play with it in the back, that's your choice.
Well, it's David, you just hit the nail on the head. If you're doing something that allows you to share the data, which is the game itself, the data, with someone else without them making a purchase, you had just violated their intellectual property rights.
But the problem is it's.
But that's why I said about the code. Once that code's
Yeah.
registered to a Nintendo account, and you have
Mhm.
to have a Nintendo account to use your Nintendo Switch, yeah. Once that code's registered to that account, it can't be used again. In other words, when somebody else copies that game, if it hasn't got a code, it ain't going to work.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not copying digital copies. They're copying the actual hard copy cards that you buy at the store,
Yes,
and they're transferring that data over to one single card.
yes. But to use that game, yeah, you still have to have the physical code.
I get what
code?
you're saying. Like I said, they have to make sure everybody enters a code to use the game. And if you use
Exactly.
the code is used multiple times, the system must automatically shut down then.
Shut down the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as
And
that.
that's probably what's happening. Like Jay said, they're bricking people's switches.
But
because
to
they're
brick,
using-
to brick the physical item for using that device is wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that might
Look,
be their way.
If
Because
I
I
wanted,
say if they
if I
allow
want
you
to buy a
to send it in,
Nintendo Switch, yeah, I guarantee somewhere it'll say "Do not microwave." But if I want to fucking put it in the microwave, you ain't gonna stop me.
well,
Yeah,
it ain't gonna stop you, but you ain't gonna do it twice.
Yeah, but the whole point is, at the end of the day, is there's people out there that are using the Switch cards for legit reasons. They're actually using the licensed copies they bought and are
Mhm.
transferring them over. But then there's also people that are uploading emulators to them with all the
Right.
games for free and putting it in there. That's what
Yeah,
they're trying to
They're the ones
counteract.
they have to
But
go after. You can't punish everyone because of
right,
the
but that's the problem is you can't tell who's doing what.
Yeah, well, that's up to Nintendo to sort out. You can't break somebody's 400 odd pound device just because one person's being dodgy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it solves the
This is,
problem.
but this is my argument with Windows. Yeah,
Mhm.
telling me what programs I can and can't use on my Windows. Yeah, let's bang it out of order.
I'm gonna go catch a couple ship guys. You all set?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Joe,
I just read that. You won't put proper tea in the microwave.
but he'll put a switch in there.
Yeah.
That's what the microwave's for. It's for science projects.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch.
So I guess Joe is lounging at the resort, masquerading as a hospital.
Now and see, and the Nintendo Switch will still work, like turn on, do all that stuff. But what they're doing is they're cutting off your access to the Nintendo servers.
That's
And
what they're gonna
obviously,
do
your
now.
Switch can't run without the internet, like most new gaming consoles. You
Yeah.
have to have the internet now. In order to run.
That's why I was saying that,
Yeah.
that's how they know, because they require you to be on their servers, which they control.
Well, it's just like how they tell people, they put those void warranty stickers
Yeah.
on products, but technically
Mhm.
by law, you are allowed to open a product without voiding the warranty. It was passed back in the 70s.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you
And-
can,
well,
but like,
I
once
can
again, you,
understand that void warranty thing. If you take that sticker off and you go inside it, which you should be physically allowed to do, right?
Mhm.
If you fuck it up, that's your problem. It's not. It's not your warranty. Warranty's for accidental damage from its use.
But
You
they
know,
don't.
or
Yeah,
mechanical failure.
but the
Yeah? If you
stickers
go
will.
in there and stick a screwdriver in there, that's not mechanical failure. That's just being an idiot.
Yeah, but the stickers, they'll say if for the seal of the sticker's even broken. So, like, say you just break it, but you don't actually ever go in the system. They'll try to say your warranty's void, and technically by
Yeah, well,
law,
they shouldn't do
that's
that.
illegal.
Back.
you see what Joe put in the chat? Talking about they forgot the salad dressing, so he's
No, I can't see the
upset.
chat. What do you say?
He's
He
upset. He
said
said,
he got a
waiting
salad,
on,
but forgot the salad dressing.
yeah, they say waiting on a pain pill because his leg is hurting. And they said they brought me my meal and I'm in more pain because they gave me a salad and forgot the salad dressing.
Oh no, who forgets that?
You know what it is I think they actually have him on a diet.
They
And he
probably
just-
figure out they've been feeding him too much.
Yeah. They're like, no, you ain't getting none of that extra stuff. I eat a
Anyway,
dry salad.
if you ain't got any salad dressing, you got enough dressing on your leg to deal with that.
Yeah.
When
It might
Sarah
not be the
was-
same, but that's just the way it is.
When Sarah was in the hospital, they brought her a salad and they would not let her have dressing because of the calorie count she had to do.
Yeah, you supposed to
So
eat
she had
salad.
She had to eat a dry ass salad with no dressing, and she was pissed.
I tell you what, they'd be wearing that salad.
It
They
wouldn't
will-
have got eaten. Salad dressing.
I
They
tell you
will
what,
put-
they won't do that over here.
Yeah, whoever works in that,
$1,000, some French. So
yeah, whoever works in that kitchen at that hospital is fucking horrible because they haven't gotten one of his meals right since he's been in there. They only
You
screwed up.
don't know Joe, isn't it? That's what
They
it
only
is.
screwed up one thing on all my meals I had the 3 days I was in there, and that was they brought me a bowl of cornflakes and forgot the milk. But the nurse they had cartons of milk up on the floor there in their little fridge, so she was able to bring me one.
they don't bring me cereal and no milk.
Yeah, that's kind of like the most important part of the cereal.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm not, and not to mention it was plain ass cornflakes too, not even sugary ones. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude, I'm not eating dry ass cornflakes and no milk. And then she brought me fat free milk.
And
I
they
wasn't
say
complaining,
that
but
their Medicare and that is good. You know,
what?
our medical treatment's free. Our food is
Mhm.
fucking delicious.
Yeah,
No,
same
the food's
here.
good. The food's good. It's where I was at. Because I was laughing so hard when Joe sent me that picture. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and Joe sends me his picture. Says, "Look at the sandwich they sent me, or they gave me tonight as to get me through the night." And I sent him a picture back, and they brought me a Subway sandwich. We both happened to get a sandwich right at the same time. And he messaged me, and I turned around and said, "Oh shit, look what I got." He was like, "Fuck you." Because at our hospital, the Subway that's in there, they'll make little like 6-inch turkey sandwiches, and they'll pre-make them, and they'll send them up to each floor of the hospital, and then they can give those out to patients. They have some kind of deal with Subway. I'm assuming Subway probably gets some rent knocked off or something kind of,
There's some discount on
Fine.
the rent.
yeah, some kind of financial deal between
Tax
them.
write-up.
But yeah, so each floor, the nurses will have little Subway sandwiches that they can give you. It's just turkey and cheese. That's it, nothing else. They don't even give you any
Fair
condiments with it.
If I don't get my veggie delight with all the toppings and jalapenos underneath the cheese and pepper, I ain't having it.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like dude, I was hungry too because they fed me kind of early because I was still on that liquid diet, but then they changed my diet at like 8 o'clock at night. The doctor came in and said, "Oh, you can eat solids now." And about 10 o'clock, I looked at the nurse. I said, "I am hungry. Can I get some actual food? Do you guys have anything besides just saltine crackers up here?" She goes, "Yeah, let me go get you a sandwich." She brought it in, and I was surprised. It was just a Subway sandwich, turkey cheese, and then they had an applesauce cup in there with a spoon.
The
I was like-
only thing that got pissed me off when I was in hospital was the first day I was in there. They prepped me for the operation, and I had to get put back because of an emergency operation on some fucker else. Inconsiderate bastards. And
Yeah.
yeah. And then at midnight, they came up and said, "You're not going down today, but you've got a 5-minute window to have something to eat because then you can't eat anything because you're first in the morning." I was like, "Okay, what can I have?" She went, "Well, you've got to have something that you won't give you diarrhea." She went, "So how about a banana?" No. A jacket potato? No. And she went, "Oh, well, we got nothing else." She went, "I can go see if you can get you a sandwich." It's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll have a cheese sandwich." Simple cheese sandwich. 15 minutes later, she come back. She went, "Sorry, your time's up, but I've got your sandwich." Bastard.
How long ago were you in the hospital, David?
Not this January gone, the January before.
Oh.
Here come the storms.
What was you in there for?
A pain in the ass.
Oh, in your ear?
Yeah, my ear was in the ass.
How did you get the?
TJ.
How did you get the ear from a pain in the ass?
That's just what it sounded like to me for a moment, but I was like, "Oh, pain in the ass" is what he
He
said.
already sounded like he was doing time. How long were you in there for?
That's funny.
I had a 6-inch cyst where I didn't want a 6-inch cyst, and it was pushing on my spine.
Oh wow! I've never had to deal with a cyst before.
Still waiting for them to call me back to take this cyst out of my shoulder blade. They said 4 to 6 weeks. It's now 12 weeks.
No, she said 46 weeks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 46 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
better.
just heard 4 to 6.
Yeah.
426. That's 426.
Yeah.
Well, we have you scheduled for April 2nd of 2030.
Well, my issue was I went to A&E with this cyst because it was very painful, and the surgeon that came down after they prepped me for the op, she looked and she went, "You don't need an operation for this," and popped it and sent me home. Well, it looked like the next day it looked like a fucking murder scene in that bedroom.
You can't do that.
Oh,
You can do that with an abscess, but you can't do that with a cyst because a cyst is.
Yep.
Well, put it this way. You're not supposed to, but she fucking did, and that hurt.
Yeah.
And then the next day I went in, and the lady went, "Take a seat." I went, "Nah, you're okay."
You must got a strong stomach then, Joe.
That's what I was in for last as well, that abscess on my bum.
I wouldn't want to be smelling shit while I'm eating something.
Yeah, I've got some mini cheese sausage rolls I'm eating at the moment.
I'll tell you what was funny though. The surgeon that popped it was actually dealing with a patient across. And the funny thing was, on the ward, everybody was called David. So she came in and she went, "Is the new patient David here?" Not expecting me to be in there because I got put in on an emergency. And I went, "Yeah, that's me." She took one look and she was like, "Oh, fuck." She should move sharpish.
So TJ, how many backyard barbecues did you crash yesterday?
My own.
Oh,
Mark, I've got a question for you. That ceiling, it's not.
Well, actually,
I think it's Jonathan.
I started up the grill yesterday, and I grilled some chicken, and we had baked beans last night.
It's you.
Yeah, I'm a grill master, boy.
Oh, he is. Okay.
You
here we
just
go.
said-
Here we go. Here we go.
Hold on. What kind of chicken
Hey,
did you have?
Look, hold on.
What kind of chicken did you say you had?
He didn't say chicken. He said what type.
How did you cook it, TJ?
Yeah, I'm about to show you.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I just want to know how did you cook it.
While TJ's looking at that, Jonathan, that ceiling fan,
Barbecue chicken.
does it
It's about to
work?
take off.
Does it keep the room cool?
Say again.
That ceiling fan, does it work and keep the room cool?
Yeah, see the AC when it blows through the vent, right? You know how you got one vent in the room and it come down in one area. So if you turn your ceiling fan on.
So that's what it was. That's what it was before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got. I got some. We call
What it was
some
after.
cuts.
Was after.
Got some filet cuts
delicious.
there.
Yeah, they were just.
I did see that picture yesterday.
Now you
Yeah.
didn't burn your hands when you took that off your neighbor's porch, right? When you grabbed
No,
that barbecue and ran
no.
I
I made sure I had my tongs with me.
That's what he was doing. He was taking before pictures to see which neighbor had the closest done barbecue ready to go. And he just got grabbed the whole grill and ran with it.
Can I have that?
Can I have that?
So, any updates on your guys' situation, Dre? The whole drone
What's
thing?
as far as what?
I don't know. Asking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like with
Asking.
with customs, because
Well,
I
he wants to
seen
know about your memory loss. Is
No,
any
I-
improvement on it?
because I saw a video earlier where somebody was kind of hinting towards they weren't doing it no more.
I don't
But
know. Who put that out?
It was just the way they titled it.
It might be somebody doing some clickbait crap.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
clickbaity.
I just saw the title of it and
Yeah.
it looked really.
Here you go, TJ.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That looked good. That looks good.
Yeah, that's some brats, hot dogs, some hot links, and then in the foil is the ribs are wrapped in the foil.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't see no burgers, man.
The wife
Yeah,
said
where
I
the
couldn't
burger-
have no beef.
Where the burger's at?
The wife said no
No
beef
beef.
because she know me. I'd have grabbed some steaks in a heartbeat. She said no beef. I said
No
your gout been doing good. No beef.
Oh, she cut you off. Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, that'll happen.
Yep.
Dre,
I
who's
said,
the new
okay.
guy?
What's that? What new guy?
Guy,
No,
not
not
the guy who did the
The live
not-
stream.
small last night.
It wasn't a thong, Joe. It was tongs, not thongs. Tongs, those metal things that you use to flip burgers and whatever else.
Okay, try it again, Jonathan. TJ was on the laugh track there.
The guy who you left a comment on his
Stream.
you left a message on his, Johnson, last name Johnson. He said he lived somewhere near you.
Oh, okay. He put out a video last night. Or what it was?
Yeah,
About
you
something.
said
Yeah,
12
'cause
hours I sick this morning.
Right. Yeah. I thought he was out of LA County because I don't go into LA County. And I noticed that he's been dipping out my way a little bit and stuff. So now he said last night in his video, he said he lived in Riverside County, which is the county right, 5 minutes away from me and stuff. So
Right, I saw that.
that's why I was like, that's why I said I thought you was out of LA County, which is, an hour away from me. Because I don't fool with LA County, and I try to stay my best out of Orange County. Too much traffic, dude. It's just, for the amount of money you go into LA County and Orange County for a job, you got to fight traffic
Mhm.
getting in and getting out. It ain't worth it. A job, you might be there to job maybe, 15, 20 minutes, which is basically a one battery job. And they may pay you, a couple $100, but if I got to spend 3 hours on a road that I should only be 45 minutes on, I weigh that factor, dude. Unless it's something that's really, got my attention that I feel is going to challenge me or give me some experience level or something I haven't done before. I might
Right.
dip my toe in. But other than that, heck no. I see it all the time. Oh, come do a job somewhere in the middle of LA in neighborhoods I don't want to be in, first of all, and do some little silly
Right.
roof inspection madness. I'm out there, got my head on the swivel looking on my I said, it ain't worth it. I'll stay out here in my territory. I mean, between San Bernardino County and Riverside County is larger than most of the East Coast states.
Yeah, San Bernardino County is fucking huge. I mean, it is the biggest county.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
I mean,
big.
So that's where he said he lived at.
yeah.
That's where I grew up at.
Yeah. So I can say, and even then I stay out in the mountains, out where I live at. I don't go up in Big Bear area or stuff like that. And I try my best to stay out of I don't go down to lower desert where Palm Springs is at. It's just too hot, and going out towards where Justin grew up, out near Barstow and going towards Baker, that's extreme conditions, man. So I can tell a lot of people, I said, now if I was full-time drones, depend upon drones to pay all my bills, I have to hustle a little harder, but I don't. I got a regular 9 to 5 that covers everything, so I can be a little more choosy
Yeah,
about
'cause
jobs that I take.
if you wanted to go from one side of the county to the other, you could spend a good 4 or 5 hours in a
Oh
car.
yeah. Oh yeah, easy.
Dude,
Oh,
I
yeah.
could go from one side of my county to the other in like 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
No, San Bernardino County is huge.
So
Yeah,
like,
it is
go
big.
from one side of our country to the other in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Washington,
Um,
D.C., New York is 4
I'm
hours.
not sure how you're getting there, Mark, 'cause I couldn't.
Well, you
Going
can't.
up
It's only narrow up north. It's wider at the south.
Yeah. So I can say for people who live out here, it's just about gridlock traffic.
What's up, Al?
Just
How's it going,
like
man?
just like you down there in Atlanta area. Atlanta got bad traffic. That's the way it is out here all the time. That's the way it is out here all the time. Like Atlanta, day or night. Try to go to the
You
airport
get
for
out and walk.
Yeah, I say try to go to the airport around noon in Atlanta. See what happens.
I mean, just to get from Barstow to the state line where to go to Vegas,
Mhm.
that's 2 hours. That's about an hour and 40 minutes right there, just from Barstow to there.
Yeah, and I'm about an hour and some change from Barstow.
Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
But they said
come in
I
on
saw on
that airport
Facebook, Justin,
for
that
me to
Buffalo
drive-
Bills is shutting down permanently.
That doesn't surprise me, dude. State line looked so sad last time I was through there.
Yeah,
And that
well, I
was
mean,
like 10 years ago.
the pandemic really hurt it because I used to go
Yeah.
to state. I used to go state line all the time because they used to have the old R&B groups come do concerts there. I've seen Ron Isley, I've seen the OJ's, Ohio Players, and stuff I grew up on back in the days. All the old groups go to state line to perform. Because they ain't headliners like the big guys in Vegas are.
Well, State Line was great because it gave you a place to go that was a few hours away for you, about an hour and 20 minutes for us.
Yeah.
Hour and 40 minutes somewhere in there, depending on traffic. And you
Yeah.
didn't have to go all the way into Vegas. And the
Yeah, but
casino, Buffalo's
only
Bills
like-
was nice back in the day.
Yeah, they had Prim, Nevada Prim, whatever it is. They had the casino next door. Plus, they had the golf course about maybe 20 minutes down the road, and then across the freeway was
There was, I think,
was
four?
it something Pete's?
Yeah, there was 3 or 4 casinos at State
Yeah, it's
Line.
like 3 or 4 casinos right there together.
Yeah, there was at least 3. I think
Yeah.
there might have been a 4th one. But now you drive through there, and when I was there 10 years ago,
Mhm.
2 of the casinos were completely shut down, and it looked sad. Their parking
Yeah.
lots were empty, overgrown.
Yeah, but I say the pandemic really put a damper on them, dude, big time.
Mm.
It's just like they couldn't let nobody in, all that kind of stuff. And like I say, people who want to avoid the Vegas Strip crowd, they would go to State Line. And like I
Right.
say, having a lot of those old groups perform there, you would get a more mature clientele, so you didn't have the kids running around. A lot of times, so you only have these all adults, mostly I would say 45 and above in there would be the clientele. So,
Yeah, and a lot of people from Nevada would go to State Line to play the lottery.
yeah,
They'd go to that I think it was an AM PM or something,
well,
but it was
that plus
right on the California side, and you could
right,
go in
because I
there.
think the outlet mall, that used to be at the far west end, is actually on the California side of the border.
Yeah, and then there was
Remember they had an outlet mall there also.
yeah, and then there was one or two little gas stations, and people would go
Yeah.
right across there, 2 minutes
Mhm.
across the border, get their
Right.
lotto tickets, drive back over.
Yep.
That's what a lot of people do on the Arizona California border. They go into Arizona to buy gas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
spend
but
20 minutes on the road, go into Arizona, get their gas, come back out.
yeah, that's a lonely road out there. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
between
Ludlow.
Blight and whatever else on the
Ludlow.
other side of Ludlow, whatever
Yeah.
it is, man.
Ludlow's
just-
the town that's past Newberry, that one that's in the middle of nowhere that has a restaurant, a garage, and there's like 2 or 3 gas stations and a Dairy Queen, and that's all that's out there.
Hmm.
And then there's about maybe 20 or 30 mobile home trailers that are scattered around the town.
Wow.
And
Hey,
that's
hey,
it.
Dominic, you remember the movie called The Hitcher?
Yep.
That's what those areas remind you of.
Okay.
Just give
Yeah.
you an idea. There ain't nothing out there, dude. It's just spooky. When it gets night,
Yep.
it's night out there. Because
Yeah.
ain't no lights, dude. It's like the star. You like you see about the stars at night. That's where you go. You want to see the stars in the sky.
I will tell
Nice.
you the most beautiful place I've ever been to stargaze at nighttime has been Southern California. The view you get of the stars from that area of the country,
Mhm.
especially when you're out in the desert and there's no lights or anything. Oh man, it is
Yeah.
so nice. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
really good view.
And then you get out by the Marine base and go out the east end of the base, going east near the 40. You hit Amboy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a ghost town. I remember the guy who owned Juan Pollo Chicken bought the whole town.
I think there was a Big Boys out in Amboy for a long time too. I think.
I think the last one out here was in Calamasa, right next to Yucaipa out here. It finally shut down. So I think the only one left is in Burbank now.
Yeah, I think there was one out in Amboy if I remember correctly.
Mm.
Yeah, there ain't shit out in Amboy either. It's
No, that's why I said stuff like that where they make, Hollywood makes movies out of that kind of crap, zombie movies and.
Got a
stupid
question
stuff.
about Burbank.
yeah, the hills have
Is it
eyes
that
type
rad-
shit.
Is
Mhm.
Burbank that bad of a place?
Burbank's a pretty nice area. There's nothing
So
wrong with Burbank.
why did Sheldon Cooper want to use the lift shaft to launch an airstrike on them?
I don't know. That's just
He said, "Get them before they get us."
the character of Sheldon. Because I mean, Burbank is where Disney has its animation studio at. ABC main station is in Burbank area. It's a fairly nice area. Burbank is all the towns around it because you got Glendale, Burbank. You got some of the people you hear La Crescenta. People live up in the valley area. So
God, it's
Burbank
storm-
is not bad.
it
I
is
used to watch
storming
a
bad out.
live webcam of hummingbirds in California near Burbank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those little buggers can fight.
Yeah. Then down the road, you got Pasadena, about 20 minutes away out to the east of Burbank. So yeah,
Yeah, that's where Sheldon Cooper's based, isn't it, Pasadena?
yeah, they were in Pasadena. So that's why I don't know why that he had an issue with Burbank. And the problem, well, like I said, they all worked at Caltech. The Caltech is going up in the valley, northwest of Pasadena. La Crescenta area is where Caltech is at, and JPL.
Yeah.
They're all up in that little valley area up the
It's actually
210
strange
freeway.
because the address that they live at
Mm-hmm.
actually the road actually exists, but the building doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I say California just passed a big old tax incentive thing to keep Hollywood in California as far as them doing a lot of filming because a lot of other states and other foreign countries have been trying to woo, a lot of these the filming industry to come to their areas and make their shows.
We haven't done that much.
It's a big thing. 'Cause I know a lot of shows were filming up in Canada, so to speak, because it's cheaper. You talking about moving whole crews in, so everything from the we call the grips and all those guys and stuff, basically the carpenters, electricians, all those kind of guys like that. You got to take all them people with you. It ain't just the actors show up and everything's naturally there. You got to take whole crews from the caterers and I say all those different people.
Yeah,
Hollywood all got to travel.
We know what it's like when Hollywood comes to London and places like that, and they hire out a train station for the day.
Right.
Jesus Christ, they can cause mayhem.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're running more of an administrative role out of Hollywood than anything.
Yeah.
That's like where all their headquarters are at, but they're not actually filming shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say Hollywood's coming to town. There's only going to be 4 actors.
Huh?
So why the bloody hell do they need 52 trucks?
Yeah, it's all the support staff. Hey, what's going on, Al?
I remember when they shot Aaron Brockovich in Barstow, they were doing some filming and she was out there.
Well, you guys are keeping an eye on your messages for people wanting to join.
And
Haven't seen anything yet.
she, what's her name? Julia Roberts, they rented out half the damn Hilton Hotel there in Barstow for her.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause at the time it was a brand new hotel. It was only like a year or two old. And they rented out the 2 top floors for her because I think it was a 4-story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, they pay top dollar for most of it. They don't cheap out. So that's why a lot of places like it because they pay top money and it boosts the economy no matter where they go. People get extra jobs like Justin. They put him in a movie.
I was in a bunch of movies.
Stuff. But we want to talk about the Toxic Avenger series you did.
Like I said, they wanted to star me as the head of Magic Mike, but I was performing Channing Tatum. So they were like, "You got to go, bro. We're paying him millions. Can't come in here making it look better than him." I was like, "Fine, man. I'm fucking out then."
Oh man. Yeah.
You have some wild dreams.
Did you like that picture, Dominic?
Yep.
That was funny.
What picture was that?
Oh, I'll show you.
It's not for you, TJ. Selective viewing.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
That's funny.
Hello, meter.
That's pretty good.
you people.
We'll show you what a kilometer is.
Yeah.
And we hit over the head with a meter.
Did you just wipe your mouth with your sleeve, Dominic?
Yeah. You do that all the time. You go.
Yeah. That's what washing machines is for, anyway.
Yeah, that's what.
Wait, whoa! Why do you put your mouth in the washing machine?
No,
Exactly.
I'm talking about your clothes.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what you said. You said that's what the washing machine is for. So you put your mouth in the washing machine and wipe it on the drum.
Because he wiped his mouth with his sleeve,
there
and
you
I
go.
said that's what washing machines are for, to wash your clothes.
No, they're not. They're taking the piss out your underwear.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Yeah. I'll pay that one.
That's funny.
Yeah, this storm is fucking bad out here right now.
Oh,
For
It's
real?
loud as fuck too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna like storm over by work earlier because when I went outside, I go and check the carts that are outside and like I'll look up and dude, it was getting dark as shit out there. earlier.
Excuse you, you can fuck off. That lightning bolt was close.
Yeah.
hey.
We've got low
High fives all around
temperatures.
there.
We've got low temperatures till Wednesday. and then it starts creeping up 27, 29 on Thursday, 29 Friday, 31 Saturday, and by the following Monday, we should be into the mid 30s, and by the 16th, we'll be into 41s, 42s, maybe 47s.
Nothing.
47, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
I've done it. We had a week of that.
Yeah, but where
I say, Dominic, you call that Tuesday, huh?
Yeah.
We call that Tuesday.
Yeah.
But we're a little island, and we can't go anywhere.
We're an
Yeah,
island and we can't go
big
anywhere,
island.
but we're not little.
Exactly.
Well, you can't say that, Dave. You
But
guys
we
got
are an island.
but you guys got the what you call it, the tunnel. You guys always sneak over to France.
Yeah, you can sneak over to
Warmer
France.
there.
That's nothing.
So
I
you
would
guys all you guys can walk around and go, oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a no from me.
the no for you.
Do you want to know why it's a no from me?
No passport.
No, that's not a problem. If I got a passport, it'd be fine. But they're already in this killer heat wave. They're already seeing temperatures of 48 and 49s. Spain are seeing 52s. What the fuck?
Yeah, we got a place in Western Australia that had 30 days above 49.
Screw that.
Yeah.
What, living in hell?
Roebourne in Western Australia. It's a mining town in northwest Western Australia. It's a mining town. Roebourne and Pilbara.
Hold on, now here we go with the
49 for
fucking
30 plus days.
here we go with the Celsius bullshit again. Let me find another meme. Give me a minute.
118, 119, I think. 118, 119. Maybe even nudge 120.
Did you get? Oh yeah, that's right. You're in San Bernardino. You can't shoot off fireworks. I was gonna ask if you did any fireworks, Trey.
Oh man, they went ballistic over here last night, dude.
Are they letting you guys use them now or?
Well, no. Like I said, the city council
120.
is so scared of the companies out here and stuff that they have a rule that there'll be no fireworks. I don't care. The safe and sane, and the legal ones are illegal as always above the 210 freeway. Okay, but people set them off like it ain't nothing. And I said, and it's like it was, PD's not going to come out, they, be out here trying to chase around every boom that happens. Cause a lot of stuff is not even stuff that shoots in the air. It's just M80 type stuff, making all loud booms and everything else.
Shit, damn.
But I tell you this, Justin, I flew on the 3rd. I was in here watching, I was watching Ballerina because I just downloaded digital. And it's pretty good. Whoever's interested, like John Wick movies, you'll like Ballerina.
Okay,
I'll check
it out.
But I was watching that. These knuckleheads started setting off stuff. So I said, you know what? My batteries are just charged from my M30T. I went out to the garage, launched that sucker up. I put the spotlight on it with the horn and everything, dude. And I went flying. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I did one large loop of my housing development. And it went silent because I had the spotlight on, lighting the ground up, and I'm searching around, stopping.
One of those.
Every time I heard a sound, I spin it around that direction and stuff. Rest of the night, silence. I knew last night would be out of control, so I wasn't even going to try to fly last night.
I could totally see Dre out there on loudspeaker. San Bernardino Sheriff's Department.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't want to buy trying, say I impersonating an officer. I said, but having that big old drone, because you can hear that drone coming. It ain't quiet.
Yeah.
You hear that thing coming. You get that big old bright searchlight on it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big fucking drone.
Is it that big searchlight? It's got like the two things that are like this, and then the 2 circles, and then you just turn it on, and it just shines like all over the place. It's the thing.
No, the one I have, the lights are stacked like this on top of each other. And it matches the movement of the gimbal. So if I turn that camera down, the light bends down.
I was just
And,
about
like,
to
go
ask you
up
if they moved
and everything.
around.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
cool.
it goes wherever that gimbal's at. And like I said, I have the night
So
vision on that drone. I have the thermal on that drone. So I see everybody moving around.
So it's the one that sits on top, right?
Yeah, it sits on top of it.
He's thinking of the one that you would put on one of like the Mavic 3 Enterprises or something. You know,
Yeah, I'll show
Yeah,
it. This
double one.
hang on a second. I'll get mine out.
Yeah.
I think I know which one TJ's talking about.
Yeah, because if
Hang
it's
on.
the one that I'm thinking of.
Justin, get ready to press that button.
Why?
Dre said he get his out.
Oh, he said, "Excuse me while I whip this out."
Another Blazing Saddles quote there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, TJ, this is what mine looks like.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that thing's huge.
And this are the two
Wow.
lights right here, and they go. It
that's
moves
a-
with the gimbal.
Oh wow.
I'm
It moves
gonna.
up and down. with
Wait,
the
why
gimbal.
is it? Why does it look like? Why does it look like a megaphone?
That's what
Because
it's for.
it is.
That's the speaker. It's a
Oh,
loudspeaker.
damn,
Oh,
that thing's
yeah.
crazy.
PJ,
It's a
move
loudspeaker.
closer to the.
I know.
Yeah,
Move
yeah,
closer
That
to the
thing
camera.
looks like that sounds like it's pretty loud.
yeah. You can hear it from 400 feet up. You can hear it on the ground pretty clear.
Oh wow, that is
And you-
crazy.
and
I'm
you
not
can
gonna
play-
lie. They could have come up with a nicer looking design. That looks like off of
Yeah.
a record player from the 1920s.
Oh yeah, you're right. Jeff. It does
That,
look like
looks
that.
like
It does
looks
look
like the
that.
sort. Yeah, it looks like the sort of
They
thing
coulda
you
gave it
get when
like
you
a
go to the
s-
drive-in.
They could have gave it like a square, more modern look.
Why? They had all them
Yeah, it does look
megaphone.
like
They had
the
all them
old
old
record
record players to get rid of.
Yeah, it looks like HMV.
Yeah, they had to get rid of all them megaphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I say, with that thing with the strobe lights flashing on the top and bottom, and that light that matches
Yeah.
the gimbal's movement, they think it's a helicopter they're flying, a small helicopter flying.
Man, that's funny.
So I say
Well-
after I flew, my housing development has about 400 homes in it and stuff, and I flew the whole perimeter of it at about at night, and after that it was dead silence.
Like I said, Dre, it ain't their fault if they assume
That's
you were the
right.
cops.
That's right. Because see,
They-
the thing
they
is here,
don't-
a lot of PD departments have been advertising on the news that they're going to be flying their drones. Our department didn't say what they're going to do, but I know like Upland PD and a lot of places around LA said they're going to be flying their drones and they're going to be looking for people to find and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, there's enough advertisement out there already, so I just put it out there.
LA County used to allow fireworks, so they banned them now too.
You couldn't tell. I mean, and the broadcast from this morning, man, it's like every block was having its own block party.
Because I went to 4th of July with my stepbrother. He had a friend that lived in LA, and we went to his house 2 years in a row for 4th of July. And I'll
Mhm.
tell you what, dude, it was so smoky through that whole city.
Yeah,
I mean, smoky.
that's what they're talking about today. The air quality is going to be very poor because all the fireworks that were let off and stuff.
Yeah, it was insane. But you could go to the fireworks stands in LA and buy the big ones.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe have they recently banned them since all the fires and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't. Technically you can't buy anything that it launches in the air. Those are all illegal in pretty much Southern California.
Yeah.
And that's because of especially like where I live at, I'm right up against the mountains per se. And that's why they have that rule in my city, nothing above the 210 freeway, which is usually the east-west freeway closest to the mountains. So, but the problem is my oldest daughter took my granddaughter out, and I was told they were only gonna buy sparklers. She ended up spending $70, and then when I told her, I said, "Hey, you can't light that stuff, here." And she's like, "Oh, I forgot, Dad." I said, "Yeah, you can't use that stuff." So she's $70 in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Little
70
small
bucks
package
don't
too.
get. Yes, I was gonna say 70
little
bucks don't
small
really
package.
get you much.
Yeah, it's a little small package, man. But
If
I
you-
still 70
If-
bucks, 70 bucks.
If you want like 100-shot firework cake, what they call the cakes,
Hmm.
boxes, dude, those are like $200-300 just for one of those.
Yeah.
They can get expensive.
God,
Fireworks
you
can
guys are
get
getting
real
ripped
expensive.
off.
Yeah, they're not that dear here.
We've
Practically
only got
giving
one
them away
spot in
over here.
Australia where we can buy fireworks.
Yeah, but you're talking 3-inch shells. Those are big fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see
Those
them
are
over here?
massive.
Yeah, but they don't.
You
They
have
don't
one that fires 100 rockets into the sky in one go.
Yeah, but it's not how many, it's how big they are.
Yeah,
A
they're
3-inch
pretty big.
shell is huge. That's like the size of a baseball. That's
Yeah.
big.
Size of a baseball, big. We're talking size of footballs, soccer balls, as you guys call them.
I thought he was gonna say my balls.
I don't think I've ever seen a rocket.
Yeah.
Fireworks are an art form, though. I watched a
Mm.
couple documentaries on how they make them.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is definitely an
Well,
art form.
How it's made.
I can say over all the years that I went to sponsored events, those are always the best shows. And I just never got into why. I kind of know why people have opted not to go to shows because they used to be free. I remember, you remember Justin knows the Orange Show here in San Bernardino.
Yep.
There used to be a free. I think adults paid a fee, but kids
Oh.
got in free.
All
And started
to
firework
watch the
displays
show.
are free. You just stand outside.
Yeah, well, the whole thing was that service clubs that we have here in America. I don't know if you have them in the UK or not, but we have the Knights of Columbus, the Rotary, and
We have the
whatever.
Rotary clubs.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
They
Clubs
club-
like that,
Rotary, yeah.
service clubs will usually
Yes.
sponsor these events and for the community to come out. But now, because of a lot of the different rules and everything else, these knuckleheads get the booths that sell the little safe and sane fireworks, and they do their biggest fundraising for the whole year off of it.
Yeah, usually city fireworks shows are free, but there
Yeah.
are some that are privately held by companies,
Right. Yeah. But I say
and you
usually
have to
some
pay to get
groups.
in.
Yeah,
Right,
we have
usually they
lots
have
of
some groups.
firework displays that you pay. You're supposed to pay to go in, but you see more people outside watching than you do inside.
Yeah, that's always a thing because you're shooting them high in the sky. But the whole thing was if you're there, it's a little more of an experience because all the loud
closer,
noise,
yeah.
the vibration.
you.
I mean, them things shoot off, man. You feel like you're there. You know, it's hitting your chest.
Oh yeah, the closer you are, the better the show.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, but like I say, people now, they don't want to pay. They talk about also the parking issues and traffic. So they say I'd rather spend XYZ dollars, buy whatever I want, and shoot off my neighborhood. The problem with that is that there is no neighborhood that is built or designed to handle firework type activity. A lot of people have pets. Pets get petrified, run off, all this kind of stuff. Usually the biggest day for our animal control officers is the day after 4th of July. All these loose animals, stray animals that they got to round up and stuff because they don't got out of their yards or whatever case is from all the loud booms and everything else. And then you have other people who are suffering from PTSD, all this, loud booms and stuff. It's not really made to be had in a neighborhood setting.
No.
I remember the days when people used to go up to regional parks or some lake somewhere and they would set off fireworks there and that type of atmosphere. But people are doing it right now in their front driveway. And that's it's not coexisting with the community.
Do you
That's
know if kids nowadays are still running out in the woods with Roman candles shooting each other?
Oh, I'm sure there
Well,
is.
that's
they probably
a
are.
whole nother issue. It's sad when you hear a newscaster come on in the morning talking about how many people who've been injured by fireworks, out there
Oh,
trying to
lost
light them up,
fingers.
playing
Yeah.
with them, lost fingers, and a lot of time it's children
What's up, Jody?
Yeah.
that suffer the most. And then you get a couple of folks who just do stupid stuff with them, and mishandle them. That's why I say that I'd rather go to a show done by professionals who are trained. Not that
That's not always the
something
case,
go
though.
wrong.
We
I know,
had
that's the-
we've had a few over here that have gone wrong.
I think
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
so
there was
there are
a,
some that go wrong, but at least they have emergency staff standing right there to
we-
minimize the risk.
Yeah, we had
think
one
that-
a couple of years ago, and they charged £20 for an hour's worth of fireworks, apparently.
Right.
And the guy pressed the button and they all went off in one go. I mean, they all
Yeah.
sat there and God, it was a hell of a banging
Yeah,
it
just,
was literally over in 3 seconds.
I always say just like sex on the first date. Yeah, it was over before it started.
Yeah, I think there's people out there that attach Roman candles to their drones and they'll send it up and like they'll start.
No,
flying
there
them.
was one guy that did that a couple of years ago, and he got a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah.
I remember
There
what
was a
you
guy
did.
that did a
How did
YouTube
he-
video
well, I
where he
guess-
did that.
I guess
Mhm.
before he took off. Well, I don't know. Like, how did he do it? Because
He taped it to the drone.
He lit it before he took off, and then
No, the one I saw, he taped it to the drone. He hovered it about 3-4 feet off the ground. He lit it, then he took it up and was chasing a dude around with it.
Mm-hmm. I remember that video circulating around, and that's why I'm saying that you're always gonna find people who are gonna misuse stuff, and that's what gets the most publicity. I said, this is why we don't want drones. This is why we don't want fireworks. I said, because you got knuckleheads out there that mess it up.
Because honestly, if you're gonna do a firework display in your yard, you should
Drake,
treat it just
we
as
know
if you
who
were
did
on a
that.
gun range with a live gun. And be
Right.
serious,
Yeah.
take it seriously.
Yeah, but that's not been there. Everybody talking
Yeah.
about, well, it's the
That's
4th of
not the
July.
American
It's
way,
my
is it
American.
just?
It's my American right to do that. I said, no, it ain't your right. I said, your dumb ass wasn't there during the Revolutionary War, so just shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That's why I think if they give us each our own Patriot missile system, that will be all computerized. We can all shoot up a rocket, and we don't have to worry about
I hear
it.
people,
Wipe out the
and,
whole
and they like
US in
when
one
I
hour.
when I posted that picture of my
That's funny.
M30T, Justin,
That's
I got a
pretty
bunch
good.
of comments because I posted in old farts with drones and guys talking about, you serious? You can go out snitching? I said, dude, I will arrest my own family if they out there screwing up. I ain't got time for that. I said, if I
I
told
agree.
them don't do something against the law,
Yeah, but
I
you know what,
expect them to
Dre?
listen.
That same person would call the cops if somebody broke into their car.
That's right.
It's
That's
just
right.
because
Yeah,
it's something that pertains to what they enjoy.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
sounds like all the people, oh, defund the police, defund the police. But if they get something
Yeah.
stolen, who's the
Mhm.
first person they're going to call? The
That's right.
police.
Just like when they were saying "fuck the police" and defund them, and then somebody from the other side hit them with a rock, and they're screaming
Mhm.
for the police to come
They're
help 'em.
screaming to the police.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding
What
me?
an idiot.
Fuck off! You can stay there on the ground.
Yeah.
That's why I don't pay no attention, man. You get people like that all the time. It's like people talk about, homeless stuff. I said, well, let one come sit up on your front porch and see how you act.
I mean, because that's pretty much saying like it's not okay for my neighbor to steal my package, but I can go there and steal his. But how
Right.
dare he tell on me for stealing his?
Mm-hmm.
That don't make any fucking sense.
It don't. That's why I tell them, I said, dude, the law is the law. Like I say, it is illegal to use any type of fireworks where I live at. Any type. The ones you buy at the booths are illegal ones. It probably no fireworks and stuff. But people, people buy them from wherever they buy them from, and they set them off. And like I said, well, I've had years back, neighbor across the street had a palm tree, caught fire, all this kind of stuff. And then everybody wants to say sorry. I said, you sorry because of what happened. You ain't sorry because you was out here using fireworks illegally. And that's why I said, don't be trying to come up and try and say you sorry.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying if you're gonna throw your own show, at least take it seriously and treat
Yeah.
it as such.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, just to know that just be the same way as you go into a gun range.
Mm-hmm.
You take the shit serious. You don't sit and point your gun at your face to see if there's a jam fucking bullet in it.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
point it at your buddy.
But
playing
I say
around.
people take the attitude. Hey, it's the 4th of July. We want to celebrate, have fun. I'm like, dude, you can have fun and all that kind of good stuff, but you need to realize what the
Stick to your
seriousness.
jelly and ice cream.
Last
Yeah,
time
the
I was
seriousness.
last time I was at the local gun range here, Dre, I was sitting there and I was checking out some guns in there, and I just walked in and was watching some guys, throw some shots off. And there was 2 younger dudes and looked like they were in college age. And one of them was like, oh, and started pointing the gun sideways and firing it. The
Oh.
instructor walked over, didn't even give him a chance. He said, you're both gone. Get out now.
Yep. That's what
He
you got to
say-
do, man.
He said he didn't even hesitate, and he didn't want to hear nothing they had to say. He said, "Get the fuck out now. You're banned from here. You're not allowed back."
Yep.
Oh, because he was
That's-
he was pointing the gun sideways like a gangster.
Yeah,
or
he was just
something.
acting stupid instead
Just
of
being
doing it
being
correctly.
irresponsible, improperly
Great-
handling the
Great
firearm.
power comes great responsibility.
Any
Yeah.
good firearms trainer, the minute you do something like that, they'll be done with you. They'll be like, "Get out
Yep.
and don't ever come back."
Yep.
They don't play around.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
how
the
it should
problem. A
be.
lot of people talk about, why are you so serious, man? I say, dude, this is serious. Because when you shoot somebody, what you gonna say? I'm sorry.
You
Like,
always treat a gun as if it's loaded, regardless if you know it's
Yep.
empty for sure or not. Because then you get an Alec Baldwin fucking situation going on.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
You got to be
So-
responsible with things
So,
like
Dre,
that.
I don't know. I may have asked you this before, but I may have forgotten. But are you still with the force or something? Because you said you would arrest like your own family or whatever if they were.
That's citizen's arrest.
No, I'm not actively with the force. I do a lot of things still with the police departments and stuff, and they know they can always call me for use of my drones if they do so. They see the police department think they slick. This is so funny. You know, my department, you know, I introduced them to the M30T 3-4 years ago when I bought mine. So now they got one. So I guess they purchased an M4T, and Drone Nerds kept sending the invoice to my office. So when I catch up with them, I said, "Hey, matter of fact, I contacted Drone Nerds. I said, hey, just let you guys know, you keep sending me this invoice for this DJI Mavic 4T." And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I ain't paying for it. I ain't ordered it." I said, "If you want to send to the PD, be my guest, because they still have me in their database. And I guess they associated my address or whatever with the city and then sent to my email address at the city." Well, I just shook my head, man.
So what I want you to do later, Dre, is you go to your wife and tell her you're arresting her for credit card fraud for swiping your card at the store and see how long that goes for.
Yeah.
Test those waters out. Let me know how it worked out.
Yeah. Like I said, you gotta warn them in advance. So you just can't just come up and do it out of blue. You gotta warn them in advance.
Oh, you don't ever want to sneak up on a woman from behind. That's how you get your nuts caved in.
Yeah.
I told you, dude. Girls are like spider monkeys. You fucking poke them and they'll be all over your ass.
Spider monkey.
I'm not even joking. I watch a lot of body cam footage, and cops will have bigger problems trying to wrangle a fucking 120-pound woman than they will
Yeah.
a 240-pound man.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that way, yeah.
Dude, they'll just be all over, just fucking boom, boom, slipping in and out, just fucking hitting, scratching. Like,
Yeah, but they're also making sure you don't touch them in a certain area because
Yeah.
that's
no,
the
in a high stakes situation where they're trying to get you down on the ground and arrest you, they're not really paying attention to all that.
I said, Justice is right. I mean, trying to pin down a woman out of control or someone who's naked.
Oh God, yeah.
Worst type of people you ever want to try to arrest.
Because they'll just slide right out of your fucking hands constantly.
Well, it's like, but then you're thinking, I want to grab this guy by his junk. You know,
Like, oh my
Like-
god.
you know, it's like no, we gonna just spray him. Maybe the pepper spray, get in the right spot. Tase him.
Spray him in his
They don't-
junk.
Yep, spray him in his junk. Tase
taser him in the
something.
junk.
It'd be worse for a woman, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, just tase him. Didn't have tasers in my days. It was a nightstick or the gun.
Jonathan, what the heck is that in front? Like, I keep looking at that thing in the front, on the front of your Mini 3 Pro. Like, what the heck is that little thing sitting in front of your Mini 3 Pro? What is
That's
that?
on the hood of his vehicle, TJ.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
I thought
Yeah,
it looked like I thought it was like, I don't know, maybe like a lens cover or something like that. I don't know.
No, it's just whatever. It looked like he drives like a Jeep.
See a gimbal cover up there.
Is that a gimbal cover? I thought it was part of your hood thing.
I'm actually playing Fortnite listening to y'all. I look at it.
It could be a gimbal cover.
Yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
it could be. Yeah.
Gotta look at it closely. Good eye, TJ. Good eye.
Yeah, I keep seeing like, what the hell is that thing?
That's the new DJI Micro Mini.
Yeah.
It's only
Don't start
two.
that.
It's only
Don't start
24
that.
grams.
Yeah, you get about 4,000 views off of that right there.
That's funny.
Don't you start, Dominic.
That's funny. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But what's
The
so funny?
The micro mini. That's pretty funny.
Put that out there. That's worth at least 4,000 views.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And you never got to admit what it is.
Yeah.
You can just talk about, well, here's the word about the Mini 5, but that Micro Mini is something that I've just heard a little bit about.
Yeah.
And never really say anything about it. You'll get people clicking on that.
That's like a little drone that you would use to like spying or whatever, like one of those like little tiny
Yeah.
drones you like flying.
Yeah, it's about this big and it's the size of a fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a good
Size of a
clickbait video
blowfly.
for you, Dominic. Go get a little cheapy, like little hand drone that will fit in your hand, and
Yeah.
put a DJI sticker on it, and just put
Yeah.
a thumbnail, new DJI Mini of you holding it in your hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll get one of those large bees and put it in my hand. Oh, then a new DJI Mini 5. Mini 5 Mini.
Yeah, you just say new micro mini DJI.
Micro
Hold it in
Mini.
your
Yeah.
hand.
So, the new DJI Micro Mini, made for the US market, so no one's ever going to get one.
Yeah. But I've been giggling my ass off the last couple of weeks watching a lot of these drone review shows.
You ain't lying.
I've been giggling my ass off. I said, try to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all kept thinking, oh, it's gonna get it. It's gonna work itself out. I was like, y'all keep believing that stupid stuff.
Like, I think if your community was at like a 10 million plus, you guys would have a way bigger voice, but it's just not big enough. It's really hard to make a case, because there's more people out there don't give a shit about them than care about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or just don't want them. They don't care to learn about them, you know.
Well, my whole thing is, like I tell these guys, they said, why are they picking on drones? I said, drones are low hanging fruit. Like I try to tell these guys, I said, even though there are millions of drones that are being purchased in the United States or whatever, we're still small compared to other tech gear. You know,
Well, and it's millions of drones, but it's people buying multiples.
Right.
Is what they got to factor in too.
Right. You have that part also.
Crash and
But like I say, you know, we're low hanging fruit. We don't have the following of what like an Apple, people who wear Apple watches. Dude,
Right.
that covers generations from little kids to seniors, okay, who'll get upset if something happened to Apple watches where they couldn't buy the next one or whatever, you know, something of that level. I guess I can tell for us that we're low hanging fruit. Like I said, there has yet to this day been proof of anything that anybody's drone, let alone DJI's drone, has done anything to harm American infrastructure or spy on Americans himself. Because my thing is, all it goes back to the operator.
I told you,
the drone don't start up by itself.
I told you guys years ago, when this Russia-Ukraine war started and they started using cheap, shitty drones to drop shit, that the drones were going to get targeted. I said it would happen. That's what it is. It's not just about China spying. It's the capabilities that, the possibilities that the drone could be.
I would say the war in Ukraine-Russia war has brought it to the forefront mainly. This has been going on in America for, I would say, at least from 2016 going forward. There have been certain elected officials who've been trying to regulate and outright restrict the use of drones, especially foreign made drones here in America for, like I say, for going on close to a decade now. So this is not nothing new. It's just now it's getting ramped up. Now all it takes is to get the right administration in place. You get a few other people, elected officials, and it's like either they turn a blind eye or they have the same attitude as certain other individuals and say, yep, we need to do something about this. We got to control this. We got to make excuses for this and everything else. And this is where we're at, you know. And I tell these guys, I said, DJI is a company like any other company. They will go sell their wares wherever they are accepted to be sold. America is a big market, guaranteed. And we have disposable income, and we will sell our firstborn to get the next release of whatever it is. That's just our mentality here in America. And that's on us. That ain't nothing to do with DJI and anybody else. That's just our mentality here and stuff.
Sorry,
like I
this is just off topic a minute, but somebody posted on Facebook asking for someone to come out and look at their oven, right? And somebody said, I can do it. And they went, how much? He said, 50 quid up front. So he's gone out there, they've paid him the 50 quid, and he stood there and just looked at the oven for 10 minutes and then walked away.
Got him.
Oh,
And now they're complaining, saying he's ripped them off.
He did exactly what you asked him to do. Come look at the oven.
Yeah.
For 50 quid, I'll come look at your oven.
I wouldn't even sat there for 10 minutes. I'd have walked in and been like, that's a nice fucking oven. Just walked out.
Nice fucking oven.
I'll just walk in and be like, yeah, the shit's broke. Looks broke to me.
That's funny. That's a nice fucking oven.
Oh, Paul, how many ships you get?
2.
2?
Good to hear.
There's 2 more coming, and I thought, nah, I'm not going to wait that long.
Yeah, you
Okay.
look like you just got out of fucking bed. You got in a fight with somebody down there. Yeah.
I had a hat on, and it's a little bit warm down
Looked like he was down there fighting somebody. His fucking hair was all messed up.
Looks like he just got out of bed.
there.
No,
Go ahead. Okay.
no.
Okay, Justin got him started.
Leave him
Yeah.
alone. Leave him alone. He'll peter out eventually.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it, TJ.
That's
Justin,
that's
why
my
don't you
that's
go?
that's my signal to exit.
Yeah, I think mine
I
too.
see it.
Jay's gone.
Yeah. Look what you've done, TJ. Catch you all tomorrow.
See you, Drake.
Yeah, catch you all tomorrow, guys.
Later, David.
Okay, David.
Little update
Bye,
on
David.
King Bob. He's not going to make it, unfortunately.
King who?
King Bob the Finch.
Oh, you're Finch?
Oh, you're
no.
Yeah, he's okay, but he's in his last days.
Yeah, I saw your post the other.
Yeah,
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, I may have brought him back and given him an extra couple of days, but that's all it's going to be probably. He's really struggling.
Well, you can only do so much. So
Yeah. But
How
on that note,
old is the Finch now?
about 9 years old.
that's pretty long for a Finch, ain't it?
5 to 7, 10 years old. His dad lived till he's 9.
So he's on the longer end of the spectrum for
Yeah,
age.
but his dad lived till he was 19. So
Well, we
you
will
know.
catch you later and have a good evening.
catch you all
All right,
on
David.
the other side.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, David.
Oh,
And it's suddenly gone quiet.
Yeah.
Sarah should be home in a little bit. I get to see her new tattoo.
Have y'all eaten dinner yet?
I made me and Thomas just some quesadillas, something quick to eat.
Oh,
Oh, there you
delicious.
go.
They're eating leftovers over at Vanessa and Rod's house because they had a shit ton of leftovers. So they're just gonna eat dinner over there with them. Eat a bunch of leftovers. What the fuck are you laughing at?
No, I'm wondering the same thing. You just busted out.
All I said was I'm waiting for Sarah
you
to
do?
get home. And then
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
eating
that's
dinner
funny.
over there and he fucking lost his shit.
That's funny.
Nope.
What happened, TJ?
And there's nobody
Take a
wrote
deep
anything in the
breath.
chat. Somebody must have sent him something.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I can't see the chat.
My God, Jesus Christ, I swear.
Breathe, bro, breathe.
Somebody get that man an oxygen
And
tank.
breathe. Breathe in. Out through the mouth.
He almost needs like a. God, he makes me nervous every time he grabs his chest like that.
Yeah.
I guess Joe's not going to come in. He must have not got his pain pill, or he fell asleep.
Or they knocked him out.
He said he was in a lot of pain earlier, and he was waiting for his pain pill.
That's
But
pretty good.
he hasn't
That's
done
good,
that in
isn't
a
it,
while.
TJ?
That's pretty funny.
Was that good, TJ?
What's funny? We're trying to figure that out.
Justin, check your messenger.
Okay, hold Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna share it. So somebody took a screenshot of Paul Super Murray. Look at his fucking hair. That's what he was laughing at. Somebody got a screenshot of you as your hair all screwed up when you came back in. That's what he was laughing at.
Mm, that's not good, Joe.
Oh, you type back in the chat? I'm not coming on extremely.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Because of extreme out of control. What?
That's funny. That's pretty good. That's funny. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's funny. That's funny.
No, I don't want to go to YouTube. I want to go to Facebook.
Yeah. Dominic, I'm not going to come on Bills tonight.
That's funny.
Okay, no worries then.
Is Bill going to be on tonight?
He should be, yeah.
Yeah. I don't fancy trying to sort out with the mobile data rather than Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Joe, you might want to get your glasses checked. That says irregular diet on that receipt.
That's funny.
That's pretty
Did you
good.
do it? Did you do any fireworks last night, TJ? Or no?
No, we just watched some.
Dude, every other house over at my boss's house
I
is
was
doing them. So
I,
we
I
still have to
put
come
my
a bunch of them.
Air 2S up last night and tried to get some good firework pictures, but they didn't really turn out as well as I wanted.
I was
but-
hoping Rod was going to have some fireworks last night because the last 2 4th of Julys he did, but this year he decided not to. I told him, I said, you remember when we burnt that big ass hole in the middle of your yard with the sparklers? And he started laughing because we took not
Wait,
those little tiny.
who is this?
My boss, my old boss.
Oh.
So we didn't take the little sparklers. He bought these big, massive ass ones that were
I
like
think I
2 or
might know
3
the
foot
one you're
long.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like 2 or 3 foot long, and we taped like 2,000. I'm not even kidding. We taped like 2,000 of them together because he got this massive box of them, and we just made this big ass bundle. And we duct taped the whole bottom of them together, and we lit it on fire, and it was like the fucking sun came out, and it burnt the fuck out of his grass. It made a hole in his grass.
Oh wow.
You were lucky it didn't burn a hole in your retina.
Yeah, it was fucking bright, dude. I'm not even kidding. Like it was so bright.
Jim does burn bright.
Good.
Yeah, we put them out in the middle of the yard about 20, 30 feet from the thing. I didn't think it was going to be that bright. but nobody really wanted to play
you
with
have
the
to-
sparklers. So we were like, well, he was like, well, I want to get rid of them. So let's
Did you have to wear sunglasses just to look at it?
I mean, you probably should have, but I didn't.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what, it was nighttime and the whole yard lit up like it was the middle of the fucking day.
Oh wow.
Because sparklers have a small, tiny amount of thermite actually in it,
Hmm.
in the mixture.
They've
So
got
if
mag
you
in them,
do what?
but they've got magnesium in them. That's why they burn so white.
Yeah.
But it gets really hot too. They could burn. If you
Magnesium,
were to
manganese,
shave
and
off a
stuff
shit
like that.
ton of those, like into a bowl, sit there and like shave it off in there
Uh-huh.
and light it, you could probably burn a hole through a fucking engine block if you had enough of them.
Mm.
Like you should have saw the hole it made in the middle of his yard. And we were just talking about doing stupid shit with fireworks too, and I go and admit that.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I don't really classify those as fireworks, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, what we did could have, like Mark said, it could have like burned your retina or something.
Yeah. Man, I've seen people where videos where people would tape like the those little poppers or whatever that you get that come in like the little box and you throw them on the ground
Yeah.
and pop. Like I've seen videos where people would tape those on the bottom of like the toilet seat, and so when the person goes to sit down, they all go.
Yeah, I actually saw a video of somebody that put a shit ton of them under the toilet seat and it actually cracked the toilet seat.
Oh, for real? It must have
Yeah.
been porcelain. It must have been porcelain.
Yeah, it cracked it.
Well, you add the gas to it and it explodes.
Yeah.
DJ get in there and they go boom, and then they get up and go. I got rid of that gas.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty funny. That's funny.
That was funny. I was watching some videos yesterday. Asmongold, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's like a big Twitch streamer and big YouTuber. And
Who
he
is
was
this?
covered. Asmongold?
Yasmin Gold.
Asmongold. Like
Oh,
the
Asmund
band.
Gold, yeah.
Yeah, he's big on
I've-
Twitch and YouTube.
I don't know.
I've watched his
Um,
YouTube, yeah.
But he was covering the video where they were raiding a farmer's market yesterday and they were arresting people. And this chick comes by and she is, I'm not even kidding, dude, smoking hot. Big old boobs, everything. And everybody in Asmon's chat was like, no, not the hot ones. They can stay. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
There's been entire flea markets now that have been completely decimated because of the raids they've been doing.
Mhm.
Because 90% of the people that sell in there are not legal. That's why they're doing it in there, because they can run a little business out of a flea market.
Mhm.
But I mean, the two options they're giving people, I would definitely take the self-deportation route, because they either deport you and you can never come back, or you can voluntarily go and they'll buy you a plane ticket to whatever country you came from and they give you $1,000 cash or, to go. And you have the ability to come back later and try to get in legally. That's the only two options they're giving them. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'd take the self-deportation. Just give me the $1,000.
You
Give me a
just
plane ticket.
go back, get all your paperwork, and then come back.
Yeah.
It's not that
Well,
hard.
the thing of it is, Dominic, that's $1,000 per person. So
Yeah, I
in
know
other words,
that.
like if you have 4 kids and you and your wife get deported,
Yeah, but still, it's cheaper
Oh.
than
here comes Joe.
it's cheaper and
Uncle
faster going
Captain
that route
Joe.
because now you're not trying to tie up a bunch of courtrooms and everything else. But they've been raiding courthouses now and grabbing people.
Hello, Joe.
Uncle Captain Joe.
Hey, Joe. How
How you
you
feeling?
feeling?
What hat you got on there?
Is
Oh, that's cool.
What gives a show?
it's a USA
Nice.
drone flyer. I thought it was Johnny's at first until he
No.
put his head up.
That's the new ones that came in. My daughter brought me one to show me.
Sweet.
Won't
So
give me
how's your-
they won't give me a pain pill because my blood pressure's too low.
Oh.
How's your leg doing?
Hurting. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's about a 6.
Well, I'm saying, is it still healing good and everything?
Oh, it's feeling good. It's just it gets to that point
Okay.
where when I'm moving around, it hurts. So I can't get a pain pill and my blood pressure goes up. So they're readjusting medications. That's what they think it is.
Yeah, that's what sucks when your blood pressure's fucked up. Is
So your
you got-
blood pressure was low?
93/62.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a little low. Shit, mine was like constantly spiking. I was going the other way. When I was in there, like there was a couple of times where I was like 160 over 130, like just crazy numbers. And they would retake it on the other arm. But the doctor said, he goes, I know you've had recent issues with blood pressure. He goes, but I honestly believe the only reason your blood pressure is spiking right now that bad and it's not going down even with the medicine. He goes, it's because your body's stressed.
Right.
He goes, once you start feeling better with the medication that we're giving you, he said it should stabilize. So he said,
Mine should have went up when I got the food and they forgot to give me a salad without the salad dressing.
Well, you know what you do. You know what you do. Just go run a marathon. Then your blood pressure will go up. You'll be all right.
I can't
Just
slap it,
kidding.
DJ. I'll try.
just kidding.
I'll
Lord,
get your
Paul,
blood.
come on.
Hey, Joe, I'll get your blood pressure up. Give me your credit card number. Start ordering shit left and right. Start checking that bank statement.
Well, my daughter had to check a box. I had a big box out front. I said maybe it was medical supplies. So she got home, opened it up, and sure enough, it was all kind of pads and containers and everything.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna start fucking flooding your house with fucking medical shit, yeah.
Well, they
And
got your walker too, didn't they?
Supposed to.
And you might have to call after a few weeks and stop it because there's been 3 different times with Sarah's dad where they were only supposed to send like 2 weeks worth of shit and they kept sending it for months. And we had boxes, I'm talking boxes of medical shit stacked up in the hallway that just kept coming from UPS. We kept telling them, take it back. We don't want it.
Right.
You know, and they would not take it back. They just, nope, dropped it at the door and left it. They're like, sorry, we can't take it back. And we ended up throwing a bunch of it away because you can't donate medical supplies because companies won't take what they, even though it's not open, they consider it used because it's not, it didn't come out of their inventory or from a reputable dealer, right?
Right.
So it's like it's not like you can just donate it to anybody because nobody will take it. Just like how you can't resell medical equipment on Facebook Marketplace and a lot of other places, they won't allow you to resell any kind of medical stuff, even if it's just a bed. They won't let you resell if you label it as medical.
Right.
Like if I go on Facebook Marketplace right now, I could put, good walker, brand new, $30, and they'll immediately remove the post within 10 minutes.
Yep.
But some people will get crafty with it. They'll word it right. They'll be like walking assistant something, you know, they'll word it differently, and sometimes shit does get through and they're able to sell it. But it's just an
Other than the leg
algorithm.
hurting, I'm fine, you know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt every little movement. I mean, especially since you haven't really been out of that bed too much.
Well, I was in the bathroom a little while ago, and I was I was giving myself a sponge bath, basically, you know. And I actually, when I got up, I had to turn around and wet something, so I had to put weight on the leg, but not a lot. And I had most like 3/4 of the weight was on my right leg, had a little bit of weight on my left leg, and I was feeling it when I had it. It didn't feel any different than before.
Are you gonna have to do any kind of physical therapy?
Oh, well, they said they were going to send physical terrorists up here, so that they
Physical
could.
terrorists?
Yeah, physical terrorists up here.
That's
There
is that what you said? Because that's what it sounded
Yeah.
like.
Your
Yes.
terror.
That's what I call them, physical terrorist team.
Physical terrorist.
Oh yeah, so they could help me get used to getting in and out of chairs in the bed. I said, watch, and I got up and did all that. They said, oh, you don't need it. I said, no.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, like if people hate physical therapy, but if you have the right physical therapist, like the shit hurts, but in the long run, it does help. If they know what they're doing and they're good. Because like I had to do it for my back for like a couple months. I had to keep going to physical therapy just to get my back stretched out because I was having tightness in it. And it hurt, but it felt good at the same time. And it actually did help over time, over those couple months.
Right.
But it was like that good pain, you know, it hurt, but it felt good at the same time, you know?
You're like, oh, it hurts so good, hurts so good.
Right. There's pains that are like that. And it will hurt, but it will feel good at the same time because you're stretching out a muscle that might have been real tight or something
Move
like
that,
that.
boo. There you go.
Yeah, in that the whole envisage of BDSM.
Yeah.
Don't be talking about my weekend activities, Mark. No, it's good to hear your legs still feeling good. That's good.
Got this one nurse come in 3 times. One nurse needs a sponge bath today.
Should have said yeah. But no, I don't know. Knowing Joe's luck right now, he got some 2 big dudes going in there.
No, you need to see the nurse. No, ain't happening.
Dude, like I said, there's a reason why you run across so many good-looking women in the hospitals because they dominate that fucking field. Every one guy that works in a hospital, there's 20 women working in it.
What I said, Justin, is I didn't say good looking. I saw her. No, ain't happening. Large
Oh,
Marge.
she's not good looking.
Large Marge.
Large Marge.
Large Marge.
There's like 3 of them.
Wasn't there
Pee-wee-
like a
Pee-wee
wasn't
Herman.
there like a an old wasn't there like a Saturday Night Live skit or something called Large Marge or something?
No, that was from Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
That was the trucker
that-
that picked up Pee Wee Herman on the side of the road, and then he gets to the
yeah,
bar.
that's right, from Pee Wee's Big Adventure or something like that.
You
Yeah, and
just
then he-
watch that, Pee Wee. Just watch that, DJ.
And then he
Yeah.
gets to the bar, and everybody at the bar tells him that she died like years ago, and he realizes he was in the truck with a ghost
Yeah,
and got a ride from a ghost.
Yeah.
like he gets in and she starts telling him a story or whatever, and then her eyes are like going all crazy and everything.
Yeah.
She goes, "Tell him Large Marge sent you."
Yeah.
And then that's what he did. He walked in there and said that, and everybody was like, "Oh." They had like a memorial picture of her up on the wall and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
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 She brought me the wipes and everything.
Can't wait to
Remember
see how
those,
Sarah's tattoo turns out.
those two aliens on Sesame Street that would go yip 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 uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
And they did Mana Mana as well.
Yeah, Manamana, yeah, Manamana.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
Manamana.
Well, it's your TV, Paul.
Well, it's the computer over here. It's an old Dell computer. I mean, it's like ancient.
Yeah, it's that all-in-one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Things like probably 7, 8 years old, easy.
Oh, long older than that.
Oh, that's medieval then.
Yep. It's a Dell.
Adele.
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 AB. AB.
Yeah, so that'd be singing "Hello from the Outside."
Yeah, hello from the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other side of the universe.
yeah.
But that's what I run this with.
Yeah.
Well, it still didn't tell me what went wrong with it.
It just started doing a loopity loop, and then it went
Oh, no.
black, and it went black over here too.
No.
What is it, the stream?
No, what it wanted, it wanted to do an update. I haven't done an update on it in a long time.
Well, you gotta keep up on them security updates. I said you're getting down the wire. You're gonna have to go to Windows 11.
When is that?
Does Windows 3.2 update to Windows 11?
I think it's October 23rd or something. It's right at the end of October.
Okay, I gotta remember not to come on Paul's stream about that week.
Yeah, and then they'll stop doing security updates and everything for it. So you don't want to have it online at all. Because then hackers will go nuts trying to exploit every possible way to get into people's computers.
Yeah.
Because like if you hook, there's been tons of videos on YouTube where tech channels have taken older laptops and desktops that have Windows XP on it, and they'll hook it to the internet, and within minutes, it's already getting hacked that quick. And then people are going through the computer looking for shit. Because there is still a small percentage of people around the world that use outdated, like Windows operating systems. I think it's like 2% or 4% or something of all Windows users are actually using outdated Windows software that's not supported anymore. Now, I think they still support a lot of those operating systems for businesses, because there are some businesses that still use old ass Windows operating systems, but they still support it on like an enterprise type level. They just don't support it for regular users.
Right. True.
Because there's some companies that still use Windows Vista
Okay, thanks.
for shit. Or they might use Windows XP for something. Ugh. I'm not worried about it. I'm already updated, so I got a Windows 11 Pro, so I'm fine. Wow. I'm curious if they're going to launch Windows, if they're going to launch, because I know there's beta versions of Windows 12. If you're in the Windows Insider program, you can get beta versions of it. But I don't know if they're going to release it anytime soon after Windows 10 is gone, or if they're just going to focus on Windows 11 for a couple more years.
Jody's got all of his running from time to time.
What?
All of his, I guess, windows and whatnot.
Let's see. Paul's computer can't update to Windows 11 because he updated it to Windows 11 about a year ago, and AZ went in there, put it back on Windows 10 for him, and then locked it so it couldn't update to Windows 11 by
Yeah.
accident again. So whatever David's did, I guess somebody's gonna have to get it reversed for Paul, or he's gonna have to get a new computer, one of the two.
You
Well,
know
looks
me,
like-
I don't like to change anything.
Hmm.
Even though Joe says change is good, I say change is bad.
Yeah, but the amount of shit like screens you're running, you could run that all off of one modern
One computer.
computer. You don't need to have 3 different computers.
Well,
With
they
3
don't have
different-
any more inputs on them.
But I'm saying, like, my computer can run 4 screens off of the graphics card. So I can plug in 4 screens on my computer. That's what I'm saying. You don't really need more than that. You got 2 screens on your one computer, you running the TV, and then you're running the one computer to the TV. So you have 4 screens altogether, right?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens going.
Yeah. One computer, a newer computer, could run all 4 of your screens for you. And you wouldn't have to be jumping from computer to computer to do shit. You could get rid of a lot of cables, a lot of junk.
All that mangled mess behind your desk there.
But his biggest problem would be getting off of that computer, getting onto a new one, and logging back into everything. That's where he'd run into a fucking problem.
See, there's that computer.
Yeah,
There's
unless
that
you're
one.
yeah, unless you're running
There's
like a
the other
multi
one.
yeah, unless you're running a multi-rig setup for like gaming or streaming or something crazy that you're doing, you don't need 2, 3 computers. You just need one central computer to run everything.
We got what 5 mouses on it just to run 5 of them things.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have to have 3 keyboards, 3 fucking mouses. You could just run everything off one central computer and get rid of all that shit. And the amount of clutter you'd get rid of just by getting rid of the towers and all the extra cables that you have to use to
Vegemite.
run all that.
Dominic's got Vegemite in front of him.
You'd be
Yeah.
down to one power strip.
Nah.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna jump off here. Nature's calling.
Oh, no.
Oh, nature.
Yeah,
You know,
nature's calling.
I thought that was going to happen when you guys started talking about farting. So,
All right. We'll see you guys in the morning.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
TJ, have a good evening.
You
See
too. Later.
I was going to buy that new processor, but I decided I'm going to wait till I go back to school here in a month or so. And I'm going to do like Tim did. I'm just going to buy a different component. I want to build something a lot higher end. And then I'll give that computer to Kelsey, my old computer. I'll just start from scratch and build a whole new one. Just every month or so, just buy 1 or 2 components until I have all the components and put it all together.
By the time you've got them all, it'll be out of date.
Yeah.
No, it'd only take me. I could probably get everything in like a 2-3 month period if I stretch it
Yeah,
out.
it'll be out of date by then.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll just give my old computer to Kelsey. She can have that.
She's going to be going to college.
She's still got 1 more year of high school, but she's going to go into a program where she can graduate early, and then we'll figure that out when we get closer to that time. So.
Yeah. Any idea what she wants to do?
Not really. Like the other two have aspirations of what they want to do out of school, but I'm not sure, to be honest with her. She's kind of a free spirit, just does her own thing in her own world. So I'm not really sure what the hell she wants to do, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like my goddaughter. She went to college and learned how to be a beautician,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
then bought a tea shop and started running a bakery, doing cakes.
Good on her.
Yeah, like Aubrey, she wants to go in the Navy. She's very adamant about that.
Yes.
Thomas is kind of on the fence. He's thinking about military as well.
Now he's in ROTC, isn't he?
Mhm.
Whatever ROTC stands for, but over here it'd be the Royal Ordnance Training Corps, but
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
I think we call them Army Reserves over here.
No,
Yeah.
over here it's Reserve Officer Training Corps.
Reserve. Yeah, close enough.
Officer, right.
Because
Yeah.
I was under the understanding
Reserve rather than Royal.
years ago, I don't know if they still do it, but I think you can because they used to do it with Eagle Scouts too, where if you went in the military, you could be like a private first class right off the bat after you finish basic.
No, you gotta.
I
work your
don't
way
know
up
if
here.
ROTC has a thing like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. If you did like a full 4 years of it in high school, which Thomas is on his second year, and he still has
And-
2 more years of high school, and he's going to be doing it next year too. So
Yeah.
See you, Jonathan.
it's kind of a military version of Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, ours is the Army Cadets.
Mm.
In fact, we have an Army, a Navy, and an Air Force cadets for youngsters.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Thomas might do. Like I said, Aubrey's pretty adamant on what she wants to do because both her grandpas were in the Navy, so she's always been very interested in that. Matter of fact, a fun fact: Don Shipley, the Navy SEAL I always talk about, his wife was the first female BOSA mate in the Navy when he met her. That's why I told Jason, I said, you got a good wife, bro. I said, because it takes a special type of woman to just be in a relationship with somebody that's in the standard military. But when you're in like some kind of special forces group and you're gone just radically all the time.
And you don't have a clue there.
Yeah, that takes a special type of woman to get through that and be faithful and understanding, you know. He's lucky. He's one of the lucky ones, I'll tell you that. Because the military has one of the highest divorce rates of any profession, like military, police, firefighters.
Well, he's Filipino extract, isn't he?
He's what?
He's from the Philippines originally.
Yeah, that's his heritage, but he'll tell you he's American, 100%.
Oh, yeah. So is his wife American or is she of Filipino descent as well?
No, she's American. She's white. I don't know what her actual ancestry is, but she looks like a standard white American woman.
Right.
But Jason's more American than most people I know.
Yeah.
Man's all about the cowboy boots, cowboy hat, his gun, and
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you do. I know my father, when he came to Australia, what he did was he wanted to be really Australian, so he did everything Australian, but he still had the Italian heritage. But at the same time, he wanted to fit in and be a real Australian.
So he was wearing
More like that.
khaki shorts and white brim caps with corks hanging from them.
So he used
Yeah.
to say, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
I'm actually surprised Jason didn't end up on some like high-end ranch somewhere running a ranch, because that would have been, when I see Jason, that's what I think of, like some,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just cowboy running a ranch, riding horses. Like that's what he reminds me of. Not living in the city working
He's not finished.
at a wind
He's not-
tunnel, that's,
He might do that one day.
but that's where when you look at him, that's what you would assume he would be in, like that type of profession. And then he says, nope, I work at a wind tunnel. It's like, but he looks like he walked off of a ranch. I mean, as like a boss, that's the kind of mentality he has.
Yeah.
He had a gun on his hip, everything.
Yeah. He would
Yeah,
totally fit in with as a rancher, 100%.
Yeah. That gun on the hip wouldn't sit well here, I tell you.
If you can ride.
Oh, it sits well here. It's just you got to have the right,
Oh, I know
holster
that,
for
but
it.
even if you've got the right permits and everything here, it wouldn't run here.
Oh yeah, I don't know that. No, and not every state here you can open carry like that. There's only a handful of states that allow you to do that. They call it constitutional carry.
Right.
Yeah. I know the terminology, but I'm just saying, yeah, we don't even have that. The
Like-
only people allowed to carry guns, if you carry them, they've got to be concealed.
Like we're on right on the cusp of being constitutional carry, because we can conceal carry all day long without a permit, and we don't have to have any paperwork, anything like that.
The amount of paperwork you got to go through here.
But you
to
can't
get
open
anything
carry
like that.
unless you're fishing, camping, or hunting. That's the only time you're allowed to open carry. Which I don't know why they just didn't go to full open carry. I kind of thought that was stupid. Like, if you're going to go as far as let me carry it in my pants with no paperwork, what the fuck does it matter if it's out on my hip? To me, at
The amount
that
of
point,
paperwork
it's just
you gotta go through
semantics
here
at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
See, it's funny, like the French Quarter, New Orleans, they're trying to make it a no carry zone, period. But since they did the constitutional carry and the veterans carry, you can conceal carry in there because of the constitutional carry. But you can't open carry.
Hmm.
And that's that one zone, they're still fighting it. We're trying to get to be that one area of the French Quarter, a gun-free zone.
I wouldn't say, okay, I guess in a touristy area, I could see the point of having a no open carry area like that, where you could still have it, but just so you're not kind of like freaking people out that aren't from around there when you got a high population of people that aren't from there.
Right.
I could kind of see the argument there a little bit, allowing you to carry it, but just not in the open, which is not technical.
That was a big issue. I said, because it's a tourist area, but they said that we want a gun-free zone, and the argument was, well, what are you going to do? You're going to have every corner, you're going to have a monitor to check people?
And then
Because the criminals are going to have the guns in there, so if we can do it, we're going to do it.
And then obviously your local government wouldn't be able to override the state law, so then the state would have to go in and probably make a special amendment on that law just for that particular thing.
Well, they've had, since the law went into effect a year ago, they've had one shooting in the French Quarter, and that was on the outskirts of the French Quarter. Last year, before the thing, they had like 7 shootings in the French Quarter because you couldn't have your guns. So the one shooting was on the outskirts of the French Quarter, not even in it. So apparently they don't go in there looking because they don't know who's got them. So you never know.
I mean, I can kind of see the issue that with it being in a touristy area to a certain extent. But I don't think banning them all together is a good idea, but I could see maybe just having a non-open carry area because you're not really telling people they can't have it. You're just saying, hey, just don't have it out in the open while you're in this particular area. Just make sure you keep it concealed.
Finally, I got the damn computer working.
Okay.
I thought it was a Dell computer,
Yep.
not a damn computer.
Yeah, if he just ran OBS, Joe, he could just have that right up on his screen. He wouldn't even have to have that big ass TV back there playing the shit.
Well,
You want to get them all set up with OBS when you get out of the hospital?
What? No.
I said, yeah, you can get them all set up with OBS. Come on, now. Because then he could just have a nice little box up in the right or left hand corner, just playing the other stream constantly.
Oh yeah, just use a little Android box.
Yeah.
And put it on YouTube. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying just to get rid of the TV. Like if I was obviously, I know hell of a lot more than Paul does. But if I was going to share something like that in my background constantly, I would either have it as a full background behind me playing or a little box up on the screen. Because, I mean, looking through a camera or looking through my screen through a camera at another screen, it looks like shit to me. I can't see hardly any detail.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, it's really blurry on my end.
But that could also be his camera.
I mean, it could be, yeah. I'm sure his camera's probably not the most newest one. I think he has the, what is it? The Logitech 920, I think is the one he's got.
Mm-hmm.
So those are kind of old by today's standards. They still work good if you need a camera, but as expensive as those are, being that old, dude, you can get an Anker or some other camera that'll work a lot better. And it'll be, better resolution and everything with a lot more features. Because they actually had the Anker 2.7 was cheaper than the Logitech 1080 for a while. The 922C, that was the 1080p.
Oh, that was
get
the one that Dre got, wasn't it? The 2.7.
Yeah, that's the one he sent me too. He sent me an extra one that he had laying around that he didn't want. But that's what I'm saying is there was a quite a long time where that camera was cheaper than buying the old one. Because like when David's or Laura's cousin bought her new camera, she bought some off-brand like no-name camera that was 1080p. It was like $60. I sent her a link. I said, send that shit back. I was like, they got the Anker for like 30 pounds on Amazon. The Anker 2.7K. I was like, you literally paid double for a no-name camera that's 1080p. Like I used to shop like that, but I'm very particular now. Like I don't like buying off-brand shit anymore. Like, and that's David AZ's fault. But he's right though. You buy cheap shit, you're gonna get cheap shit. You're gonna get cheap quality. I mean, you get what you pay for, especially with electronics these days.
I mean, I do have a webcam somewhere upstairs, but I mean, it's like 20 years old at least. So I wouldn't be using it.
I mean, every once in a while, if it's like say a $10 item, I might buy a cheap version of it or whatever if I can't find a name brand for something. But if it's something expensive, like computer case, something like that, it's going to cost me $100, $200. Yeah, I'm not buying some off-brand shit. just to save $50. I want the name brand shit that I know is going to have a good warranty and it's going to last, you know. And then I'm very particular about looking up product reviews on items before I buy them. If it's like, say, a webcam, for example, I'll go and I'll watch a bunch of unboxing videos and testing and see how people liked it. Was there problems with it? You know. If you just spend a couple hours doing research, you'll get a good product. You'll find a product that you can afford and that's decent.
So I got a Hallmark movie on, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at this girl and I'm saying, something about this girl. I know who she is. I really know who she is. I don't even know the name of the movie because I wasn't paying attention. And I kept looking at her and saying, I know who she is. That's Ashley Green that played Alice for on Twilight. Right? And I said, I've been wanting her to bite me since she was on Twilight. Still do. Because if she's a vampire, shoot, she can make me a vampire. I stay with her all the time. We'd be good. That'd be cool. She could have bit me. Would have been good.
If I had to be like a mythical creature from a movie like that, I definitely want to be a vampire. But like Blade type vampire where I could walk around during the day.
Yeah.
Granted, I'd be out there like fucking Ted Bundy just murdering people left and right, but that's just the price you pay when you're a vampire.
Yeah.
No, they were walking around. The Cullens used to walk around in the daytime, but they were in the Pacific Northwest where Lance says it's beautiful all the time. It was always hazy. Remember, you got caught in the sunlight, you start glistening.
So that's why Lance is always up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You got a point.
Yeah, I ain't getting up that early unless I need to get up that early.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess if you're going to bed real early, if you're in bed like at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, you're getting enough sleep. That's one thing. But
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the mornings when I go to bed.
Yeah.
dude, I have trouble going to bed before 9, 10 o'clock. Like I literally will have to take some sleeping pills to knock myself out.
Trouble going to bed before 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
The only time I can fall asleep like that is if it's one of those, rare times whenever you're just piss worn out and you just walk in and you just out. Nothing you can do.
How you doing?
How are you?
Doing good.
How's your eating?
Eating's good. Blood pressure's low.
Good or low?
It says low. Like 92 over 60 something.
Oh, really?
And it just keeps doing that. It's like they said they were changing something some days. But
you don't feel weak, huh?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I got 10 minutes to go.
What's going on then?
Bill, Uncle Bill.
Oh, Uncle Bill? Okay. Well, what do you guys think? You want to close her down?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna jump off too. It's almost 8 o'clock. So.
Okay, Justin, take care. Joe, have a good one, my friend. And we'll see all of you again later. Mark, take care. Dominic, have a good show.